Senior Day 2025. Today we will be honoring our seniors playing in their final home game here at West Virginia State University. Starting with Daryl Fletcher. Daryl is from Baltimore, Maryland. His parents are Jessica Stinson and Daryl Fletcher. He will be graduating with an RBA in the spring of 2026.
What should I be shooting here, man? Just the whole thing?
Marshawn Mankins from Columbus, Ohio, being escorted by Michelle Battle. Marshawn will be graduating in fall 2025 with an RBA. Jeremiah Covington Griggs from Brooklyn, New York. Being escorted by Janine Covington. He will be graduating in the fall of 2025 after majoring in sports studies. TJ Lomax from Westerville, Ohio, being escorted by David and Laurie Lomax. TJ graduated with his bachelor's and will graduate this fall with a master's in criminal justice. Justice Hutchinson from Chesapeake, Ohio, escorted by Charity Morrison and Kevin Hutchison. He will be graduating in the spring of 2026 with a degree in business management. Dalton Hall from Reynoldsburg, Ohio, being escorted by Heather Liddick and Joshua Hall. Dalton will graduate in the spring of 2026 with a master's in criminal justice administration. Logan Bartholomew from Milford, Ohio. Being escorted by Shane and Crystal Bartholomew, he will graduate in the spring of 2026 with a degree in sports studies. David Dawson from Fort Myers, Florida. David will graduate in the fall of 2025 with a degree in communications. Sawande McWhite from Bronx, New York, escorted by Teresa Stokes McWhite. Sawande will graduate in the fall of 2025 with a master's in sports studies. Devin Washington from Suitland, Maryland. Devin will graduate in the spring of 2026 with a degree in computer science. Michael Wilson from Canal, Winchester, Ohio. Being escorted by Michael Wilson Sr. and Courtney Wilson. Michael will graduate with a master's in sports studies in the spring of 2026. And now we would like to honor our graduating senior band members. Madison Hedrick, feature twirler, majoring in music performance. Jeremiah Moore, trombone player. majoring in music performance.
Yep.
Class, and it's just kind of the nature of the beast. Even when I was playing before the transfer portal, you know, there's not a lot of guys that make it all the way through, and I think that shows a lot about them. And for me personally, just grateful that they, you know, believe in me and what we're doing as a program enough to stay here and stick it out and fight every day to try to make this program better. But it's bittersweet because you're incredibly sad that you know you're not going to be around these incredible young men, you know, every single day. After you've watched them, you know, come in here as a young man, and now they're like leaving as an adult and a leader. You know, you're really sad that you're not going to be able to see them every day, and you're not going to be able to see them much unless they join the coaching staff. You're not going to be able to see them much, you know, too much more after this. So you want to enjoy every second of it, and just trying to you know, get around those guys, talk to them as much as I can, and just try to, you know, enjoy them, be grateful for them. And I think, you know, that was my message to the team, is just, you know, soak it up, be grateful for these guys, play for them, you know, do your thing out there on the field for them, and so we can celebrate on Saturday after a win.
Even though it's an emotional day for West Virginia State, the process in getting to today has been just about the same as everyone throughout the season. West Virginia State wants to go win the football game and then they can celebrate their seniors.
Yeah, I mean, it's business as usual, but we've talked about it, daily about, how important this is and how much it means to these guys and how much they've been through to get to this point, that we owe it to them to do everything we can, every extra bit of film, everything extra little effort on the field, just make sure that we're doing everything we can. One of the things that we say before every game is that I'm accountable to you. What I put out there on that field today is not for me, it's for you. You will never be disappointed in me. And I want to just make sure that me personally, that I've done everything in my capability to give us the best chance to win so these guys so we can send them out on a high note. But we've talked about it every day, but once you get out there in between the lines, football is football. And after practice, before practice, we talk about it so you get a little bit of, hopefully some extra motivation and get some crisper practices, but not too much different, from whistle to whistle, but, before and after practice, we're talking about it a lot.
This group of seniors has seen a lot at West Virginia State, a lot of players with a lot of different backgrounds making their way to Institute, but Pennington says the leadership provided by these 11 players can't be understated.
Their belief in what we do as a program, they've can't stress it enough how whatever we go into on a Sunday and say, hey, here's what we need to do. There's no questioning it. There's no like, are you sure that's what we want to do? It's just like, coaches, that's what we got to do to win. That's what we're going to do. And I feel like they've done that week in and week out and year in and year out. And you look at some of the stories and the injuries they've overcome. And Jeremiah Covington-Griggs had 2 knee surgeries, and he's battled back and had a great final year. Sawande McWhite has a huge game against Glenville, and he had sat out for 3 years, and Logan Bartholomew had sat out a year because of injury. Dalton Hall, not only the ups and downs of being a student athlete, but just the injuries and the stuff they had to overcome. So, just their grit and their belief and their love for West Virginia State. I mean, it's just awesome to have guys in your program that will get behind what you're doing and try to lead everyone. To follow, it's easy to get everyone on board when your older guys and your leaders are so all in. So this group is all in, and they're gritty. They've persevered through a lot to get to the finish line.
As this group gets ready to take the field at Dickerson Stadium for the final time, Pennington says he'll look back fondly on this group of leaders.
They're all Yellow Jackets. Logan, Dalton, Devin Washington, even Michael Wilson just got here in the spring, and he was voted a captain. I mean, these guys, we talk about, just being a Yellow Jacket. Like, we want guys that are Yellow Jacket guys that are gritty, that are tough, that, mentally and physically tough. And all of these guys really embody that. Daryl Fletcher has come. I think last year he was on the scout team midway through the year, and he ends up starting. And, now this year he's played nickel, he's played corner, he's played free safety. He starts on every special team. I mean, all 11 of these guys have had major contributions, and they've done it through their grit and their perseverance. And to me, that's what really makes someone a West Virginia State Yellow Jacket. And some of these guys like Jeremiah have been here 5 years, and so really all of them really embody what we want, in our program.
West Virginia State football on 107.3 The Beat. When we come back, we'll take a look at the starting lineups brought to you by Good News Mountaineer Garage as West Virginia State gets ready to take on the University of Charleston. Kickoff comes up at noon. This is Countdown to Kickoff on 107.3 The Beat.
What's up? It's your boy G-Money. About to wrap it up on the radio out here at 7th Boutique and Beauty Bar, but they will be here until 4 p.m. And do remember, this is a one-stop shop. You can come here, you can shop and get some clothes, some shoes. If you want to get your hair done, you can get that right here. If you want to get your nails and your feet done, you can do that. I tell you, this is a one-stop shop. And, of course, we want
For over 4 decades, the health plan has been rooted in your community and the state of West Virginia, a steady part of your family and your business. We're here for you with health services designed to manage and improve your well-being. The health plan is powered by a team of dedicated healthcare professionals and trusted local partners, because your health deserves more than just coverage. It deserves commitment. The health plan, here for you.
Every nugget is tasty times quadrillion.
And we get all the sides.
Yeah, the ooey gooey mac and cheese is a big hit.
Everyone from 1 to 116 would love Chick-fil-A's chicken nuggets.
Share the nuggets, share the joy. Order 30-count Chick-fil-A nuggets on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests pay for their testimonials.
Spin into the season. At the World. Find the Marty's Mary Spin display in store and scan the QR code to win big. You can score $1,000 Walmart gift card, $500 shopping spree, or $500 charity donation to spread some serious cheer. Plus, $100 sweet treats like Snickers, Starburst, Skittles, and M&M's. So just walk into the holidays and spin into it. It's a go one. Find Marty's Mary Spin and let the merry wheel begin.
Countdown to kickoff continues on 107.3 The Beat. This is your home for West Virginia State football all season long, and it's time to take a look at our starting lineups, brought to you by Good News Mountaineer Garage. Donate a car. Change a life with Good News Mountaineer Garage. Starting with West Virginia State today, it's Caleb Jackson making the start at quarterback. The Charleston Southern transfer on track to start every game under center for West Virginia State this season. Has thrown for over 2,000 yards and 16 touchdowns. The three-headed running back attack returns with JoJo Restall, Devin Cox, and Nashawn Hill. Restall coming off of a season-high 113 yards last week against Frostburg State. At the three receiver positions, Amari Airy is back out for West Virginia State, the top receiver in the Mountain East Conference, number 4 in the nation with 968 receiving yards. He'll start alongside TJ Gregory and Malik Baker for West Virginia State. Jax McCarty, the sophomore from Madison, West Virginia, starts at tight end. On the offensive line, it's the same 5 that have gone every week for West Virginia State. Some of the veterans walking today on senior day as well. Left tackle Dalton Hall, left guard Justice Hutchison, center Logan Bartholomew, right guard Brody Sipple, and right tackle Benin Lowe for West Virginia State. On the defensive side of the ball, 3 down linemen again for defensive coordinator Rashad Jackson. Big Mike Wilson walking on senior day today is the nose guard, along with Keontavious McGrew and Jamel Smith on that defensive line. The 4 linebackers for West Virginia State includes some of those veteran players as well. Jeremiah Covington-Griggs at the outside linebacker spot. On the strong side is Marshawn Mankins. The middle linebacker is Adrian Bowers, and Kyron Garcia is on the weak side for West Virginia State. In the defensive backfield, KJ LeBecca, the true freshman, set to start at corner once again opposite Darrell Fletcher. The safeties are Amir Muhammad and Jacob Camacho, the Florida international transfer for West Virginia State. And we will see a lot of Sean Russ as well for West Virginia State, returning from an injury that kept him out for part of that game against Frostburg State. On the other side for the University of Charleston, quarterback situation not clear coming into today. Junior Ian Hamrick is a second-team All-MEC performer from a year ago. He has missed the last handful of games. He could be available today. If he does not go, Matt Fry is expected to get the start. The redshirt freshman from Scott High School has started the last couple of games and played well for Charleston. Redshirt freshman Joshua Donald, expected to start at running back. The native of Anderson, South Carolina, has come on strong in the latter half of the season. He'll be led by fullback Marcus Thurston, a transfer from American International. The tight end is Aiden Diaz, a transfer from Division I Akron. At the wide receiver positions, Eve Bosmans is on one side. He is number 2 in the MEC in receiving behind West Virginia State's Amari Airy. The other receivers, Marquand Heron, an honorable mention All-MEC pick a year ago, and Caleb Behringer. On the offensive line for Charleston, a true freshman at left tackle, Jamarius Pegues. Nick Tinajero is the left guard, a first-team All-Conference pick last year. McPherson transfer Francisco Molina starts at center. Lamont Brown is the right guard, and Will Belangia, an All-Conference pick on the second team last year, plays right tackle. On the defensive side for Charleston, three-man front, Nathan Caldwell is the nose guard. First-team All-Conference pick Nesta Owens lines up on one end opposite Dyson Ewell, the graduate student from Forest, Virginia. At the linebacker spots, Brian Jones, Musa Tama, and Aiden Miller, all veterans that have made a lot of plays this season for Charleston. And in the defensive backfield, it's a 3-3-5 defense for Charleston. The corners are Dino Wardlow and Amari Boyce. Wardlow, a transfer from Catawba. The safeties, Ty Wycliffe and Nick Williams. And playing the spur position is John Clifford Jr., a transfer from Tarleton State. That's your starting lineup, brought to you by Good News Mountaineer Garage. Kickoff is next. This is Yellow Jacket Football on 107.3 The Beat.
People sometimes...
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
Go out to Cadet Miller's family and friends. At this time, we would ask that everybody please join us in a moment of silence for Cadet Lee Miller. Thank you. At this time, fans, we would ask that everybody please rise. Gentlemen, please remove your hats. Direct your attention to the flag on the scoreboard end of the stadium as the Wvsu Marching Swarm performs the Star-Spangled Banner.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
Fans, today's game coin is provided by the commander of the West Virginia National Guard. Traditionally, a commander's coin is awarded to recognize exceptional service and honorable character. Presenting the commander's coin today are Yellow Jacket ROTC Battalion Cadet Terrence Shelton from West Virginia State University and Cadet
Gets ready to take on the team down the river. That's the University of Charleston. In the final game of this regular season for West Virginia State, the Yellow Jackets enter 5-5, Charleston 7-3, but everybody knows you throw the records out when these two teams get together. Good afternoon, I'm Daniel Woods. Aaron Parker alongside here from Lake and Ray Field at Dickerson Stadium. Aaron, everything builds up to a game like this when you've got a rivalry like you have between West Virginia State and Charleston. This one's circled at the beginning of the year. You know it's going to be the last Saturday of the season. You know it's going to mean a little bit extra. And now everybody has that moment that they've been waiting for today.
Yeah, Daniel, you're exactly right about that. Only about 10, 15 miles separating these two schools, as we know. And like you said, University of Charleston, 3 straight wins. And for West Virginia State, good performance last week at Frostburg State, falling just short against Frostburg State, who's atop the MEC standings with UC. But all of that, you can throw it away today. It's an afternoon game. It is senior day for West Virginia State, and it's a rivalry game. So you got to play your game today.
Opening coin toss is underway. Down at midfield, Charleston has won the toss and deferred to the second half. So West Virginia State will have the football to start. As you mentioned, senior day today for West Virginia State. 11 seniors making their final appearances here in West Virginia State jerseys. That is linebacker Marshawn Mankins, his mate in that room with Jeremiah Covington-Griggs, as well as TJ Lomax. You've got defensive lineman Mike Wilson, who's made such a big impact in his 1 year here at West Virginia State, transferring into the program. Wide receiver Devin Washington, defensive back Darrell Fletcher, and a host of offensive linemen, 5 veteran offensive linemen walking today on senior day for West Virginia State, including 3 starters, Justice Hutchison, Logan Bartholomew, and Dalton Hall. And, of course, we've seen a lot of David Dawson and Sawande McWhite all season long for the Yellow Jackets as well. We're ready for West Virginia State and Charleston. It will be West Virginia State getting the football first, as, like I mentioned, Charleston won the toss, elected to defer to the second half. So this West Virginia State offense, at the direction of Caleb Jackson, is going to have an opportunity to get the ball first. Aaron, Caleb Jackson has been explosive in the passing game throughout the year, but last week had one of his lesser performances of the season, through a couple costly interceptions in that loss against Frostburg State. In a rivalry game like this, he's going to want to step it up.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that, Daniel. 2 interceptions last week, only completed 9 passes. But, it's a Frostburg State team that's a tough ask for Caleb Jackson, but he's going to be hard on himself. I'm sure he was this week. One more chance to step it up at home against. You got another chance to swing at the top of the standings here with the University of Charleston, and he's going to want to get better today and utilize his skill guys on the outside.
Griffin Mistifer has it teed up for Charleston. Maroon helmets, gold numerals on the helmets for UC. White tops and bottoms, gold numerals outlined in maroon. Black tops and bottoms for West Virginia State. Vegas gold on the bottom with black helmets and the gold Stinger logo. This one booted away over the head of Devin Cox into the end zone for the touchback. West Virginia State will bring it out to the 25, and we will see this offense for the first time working from right to left across our broadcast position. Again, Jackson at quarterback for West Virginia State. The Charleston Southern transfer is 4th in the Mountain East Conference in both passing yards and passing touchdowns. 2,085 yards and 16 touchdowns coming into today. He's joined in the backfield by JoJo Restall, who ran for a season-high 113 yards and 2 scores a week ago at Frostburg State. Javian Jones, the receiver, split out to the left. Single receiver right, make it 2 receivers to the right, with Amari Airy in the slot and Malik Baker split wide. Jackson in the pistol will now motion Restall up onto his left hip, off the left hash from the 25. Handoff goes to Restall, bounces it outside, now running outside the right hash, cuts across the numbers, up over the 30-yard line to the 34. He's banged down, and they will give him forward progress to the 35. It's a West Virginia State first down on a cut-up field by JoJo Restall.
Yeah, Restall did a good job, Daniel, going off his right tackle block right there, and that's exactly how you want to start if you're John Pennington, 10 yards on the first carry of the game.
Ball spotted just shy of the 36. 25 seconds gone, opening quarter. West Virginia State with the football. 2 receivers to the wide side left. Jackson in the pistol, Restall the deep back. Tight end to the left of the formation is Jax McCarty. Restall moves to the right of the quarterback. Snap back. Handoff goes to Restall, running left this time. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Will push the pile forward. We've got a flag down in the backfield. Short gain there for Restall up to the 38, but this one could be coming back. McCarty was tied up with one of the Charleston defenders in the backfield. And it is going to be a holding penalty against West Virginia State that's going to move things back 10 yards. It'll be 1st and 20 coming up from the 26.
Yeah, going back to that first play, Daniel, I like the way they motioned Restall in the backfield, then brought him to the side. Got a lot of good momentum, and then you lose it right there. You shoot yourself in the foot, go back 10 yards, and Restall didn't pick up much, even if there was no flag.
Deron Johnson will come into the game, the fullback in that rotation with the tight end McCarty. And he'll line up at receiver. We've seen him do that a good bit this year. Came into this program as a running back, needed some help more as a blocking back, and he can line up just about everywhere. He's in the slot to the left, 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left side as well. Restall motion down to the backfield as Jackson gets the snap. They'll throw him the swing pass. He's got one man to try to beat in the open field, and he can't do it. Restall tried to get upfield, was wrapped up around the ankles by the safety, Ty Wycliffe. And nowhere to go for him. May have lost half a yard. Back to the 35. It'll be 2nd and 21.
Yeah, Wycliffe, the senior from Louisville, a really good open field tackle. If he would have missed that tackle, I think Restall would have been able to get 4 or 5 right there, but doing a really good job one-on-one, making that tackle for UC.
13 and a half minutes to go in the opening quarter. We're scoreless. West Virginia State and Charleston. Jackson out of the pistol with 2 receivers to the right. Charleston shifts up front, nearly jumped offside. Jackson will look to the sideline for a change of the play call. Still working out of that pistol set. Now motions Restall onto his right hip. Claps his hands together. Gets the snap. He'll throw for the first time. Now rolling to his right. Picks up a block from Restall. Fires on the run. Pass intended for Amari Airy. It skips and falls incomplete to bring up 3rd down and 21.
Yeah, he left that one a little short. Not a very tight window to get to his main man, Amari Airy, right there. At the original line to the gain. Again, tight window. Left it a little short.
So 3rd and long here for West Virginia State. They'll bring Johnson off the field and bring in a 4th receiver with Adrian Mosley. He's in the slot to the left with Airy wide to that side. Malik Baker split wide right. Javian Jones in the slot. So twins to each side for Jackson. Restall the running back on his right hip. 3-man front for Charleston. 7 men creeping up into the box as Jackson gets the snap. They send pressure. He rolls to his left. Is able to evade. One defender can't get away from the second. He is sacked. Brought down at the 12-yard line. Grabbed quickly by John Clifford, who came on a safety blitz. He's the spur safety in this 3-3-5 defense, and Jackson couldn't outrun him to the sideline. West Virginia State will have to punt on 3rd down and 34. Here comes Alex Schrader.
Yeah, 7 men up front for State there on that play. You see, again, only 3 in the front right there, and you thought maybe Jackson would have some time, but a really good safety blitz, and he did his job well.
John Clifford, the transfer from Tarleton State, with his first sack of the season. Schrader will punt from about a yard deep in his own end zone. Charleston sends back Caleb Behringer to return. This punt gets away. Schrader was hit, and now the punt's muffed. It's loose inside the 50. Giving it chase is Behringer. West Virginia State with a couple of guys after it as well. You had Curtis McCray going after it, but Schrader was absolutely crunched as he let that one go, and if this is roughing the kicker, it's going to be West Virginia State ball and an automatic first down. So we're going to wait for the call here. And having some trouble with the official's microphone.
and we're still trying to figure out exactly what the situation is here. Going to get another look at this. So Schrader, as we've got the replay here in the stadium, punts this one from inside his 5, then was rolled up on. Seems to me that's probably you're looking at running into the kicker in that situation, not roughing the kicker. Again, didn't hear from the official specifically, but that is recovered by Charleston after the muff. So looks like running into the kicker is the call against Charleston. That ball spotted down at the 34, and that's where UC will take over, which makes sense that in that situation you flip the field, you decline the penalty instead of having to try to punt again. So that's where Charleston's going to take over.
Yeah, for State, you'll take it flipping the field. But, man, missed opportunity to really get on Charleston. After that, not a great first offensive drive. Had a chance to get a big first quarter special teams play.
So West Virginia State effectively goes 3 and out. You had the first down on the first play, but then go backwards immediately with the penalty and then the sack after the incompletion. So you're looking at things right now. You got the big run from Restall, of course, but you need to get some things going there. This Charleston team, we're about to find out who's coming out at quarterback for the Golden Eagles. Ian Hamrick, their starter to begin the year, second team All-MEC last year, has missed the last 3 games. Matt Fry has performed well in his absence, and it is Fry out there to start for Charleston. Thought there would be a chance Hamrick could go today. It is Matt Fry at quarterback for UC. He stands in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the right, single receiver left with a tight end to that side as well. West Virginia State shifts up front. Flags come out. It is a false start penalty here to come against Charleston.
Yeah, it looked like there was some movement on the line and on the receiver as well. On the outside, Marquand Heron moved just enough to get a flag warranted on that one.
So everybody a little bit jumpy for this rivalry game, I think you have to admit, and that's what we've seen so far from both teams. The running back to the right of Fry is Joshua Donald, who has emerged late in the year as a redshirt freshman as the bell cow. He'll fake it to him. Fry will throw across the middle, pass through the hands of Eve Bosmans. It falls incomplete up at the 40-yard line to bring up 2nd and 15. Quick hitter there on the run-pass option. Bosmans, the top receiver on this team, a first-team All-MEC pick a year ago, but he couldn't squeeze it there in traffic.
Yeah, Bosman, 7 touchdowns on the season. He's a big threat for the Golden Eagles, and he could have moved the sticks there if he made that catch out across the middle.
2 receivers split to either side. The tight end Diaz in the slot right. They'll motion Bosmans from left to right across the formation. Snap to Fry. He'll throw quickly. It's caught by Diaz, who breaks a tackle at the 34. Adrian Bowers grabs him as he goes over the 35, rips him to the ground. They'll spot him at the 40-yard line, and that will bring up a manageable 3rd down and 5 here for Charleston. 11:45 on a running clock in the first quarter, still scoreless between the Golden Eagles and West Virginia State.
Yeah, Diaz doing a good job to shed that first tackler and make it 3rd and 4 instead of about 3rd and 8.
Ball spotted at the 40. They need to get to the 44. 2 receivers left. Single right is Heron with the tight end Diaz in the backfield. West Virginia State jumped offside. Free play here for Fry. He'll throw it up into double coverage. It's over the head of Heron and incomplete, but Jeremiah Covington-Griggs got caught jumping early. That's going to be a free first down here for Charleston up to the 45.
Yeah, and Covington-Griggs, Daniel, he knew it immediately as soon as UC snapped the ball and got the free play. He kind of just paused, and he was like, you could see the frustration on his face, but yeah, you have to keep playing, and credit to UC for going for the shot play because it doesn't matter if it's intercepted right there, but that will move the chains for UC.
11:23 on a stop clock. The ball moves up to the 45-yard line. Fry in the shotgun, the tight end Diaz offset to the left, Donald on his left hip, and 3 receivers bunched to the left side. Fry gets the snap. They'll throw a screen that way. It's caught by Bosmans, who's hit immediately, blown up by Marshawn Mankins. He got a yard upfield and then was driven to the ground by the guy that calls himself Gravedigger, and it'll be 2nd down and 8.
He didn't have 60 tackles this season going into the game without a reason. Really good open field tackle right there. Only a gain of 2 for UC.
2nd down and 8, upcoming ball on the left hash. We go under 11 minutes to play in this scoreless first quarter. Diaz shifts to the left of the formation, the tight end offset. The snap comes to Fry, fakes the handoff to Donald. He's got time to throw. He's looking deep. Heron breaking open inside the 10, makes the catch, and he'll walk in for the Charleston touchdown. Matt Fry to Marquand Heron, 53 yards on the deep shot, and it's Charleston that strikes first, ahead of West Virginia State 6-0 at the 10:44 mark of the first quarter.
Marquand Heron got loose right there. Really good ball, Daniel, by by Matt Fry. Good spiral, and he just got lost in coverage. Got lost. He just got. It looked like he got about 2 extra steps there, and like you said, walking into the end zone from the 10-yard line, you'll take that all day long. Marquand Heron, 5th touchdown of the season, big catch.
Beat the corner on the outside, Sean Russ, and it was the safety, DeMarcus Daniels, left to try to chase him down, and he was not able to. Griffin Mistopher on for the extra point. West Virginia State nearly jumped again. The snap back, the hold down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. 10:44 to play in the first quarter. Charleston strikes first on a Matt Fry touchdown pass to Marquand Heron of 53 yards. This is Yellow Jacket football on 107.3 The Beat.
For over 4 decades, the health plan has been rooted in your community and the state of West Virginia. A steady part of your family and your business. We're here for you with health services designed to manage and improve your well-being. The health plan is powered by a team of dedicated healthcare professionals and trusted local partners. Because your health deserves more than just coverage. It deserves commitment. The health plan. Here for you.
Run to start things from JoJo Restall, but a holding penalty, an incomplete pass, and a sack puts you well behind the chains, and there was really nothing to do once you found yourself on 4th and 34.
Yeah, Daniel, after the first play, it was essentially a 3 and out despite moving the sticks early. And yeah, you got to pick up your defense now. 4 plays, 66 yards, like you said, and it was going to be 3rd and it looked like it might be 3rd and long. UC breaks the tackle, gets about 4 extra yards, 3rd and manageable, and a really good deep ball by Matt Fry, and quickly you look up and you're down 7-0.
So Griffin Mistopher is on to kick this one away again. It'll travel from left to right across our broadcast position. Devin Cox back deep to receive for West Virginia State, but not sure he's going to get an opportunity. Mistopher drove that ball about 8 yards deep in the end zone on the opening kickoff, and knowing how dangerous Devin Cox is, might see that again. Mistopher sends this one away. Again, he will send it deep. That one bouncing just inside the back line of the end zone, and it will be another touchback out to the 25.
Yeah, that's a bomb right there. I think that did get out of the end zone almost. Really good kick, and keeping it, like you said, keeping the ball out of Devin Cox's hands. Smart move to get your defense set up at the 20-yard line. 25-yard line, excuse me.
Another chance here for West Virginia State to try to get the offense going. Cox will stay on the field at running back. Have seen the 3-headed rotation of him, JoJo Restall, and Nashawn Hill throughout the year. Expect some more of that today. 2 receivers to the right of the formation. Single receiver left, the true freshman Javian Jones, with Jackson in the shotgun. Cox to his right. He gets the snap, hands it off for Cox. He cuts inside behind right guard Brody Sipple, and there's just simply nowhere for him to go. He's swallowed up almost immediately. The first hit on the play coming from the linebacker Musa Tama, and that hole closed in a hurry. Got a little help on the play as well from Nesta Owens, a first-team all-conference pick a year ago. Cox given forward progress of a yard to bring up 2nd down and 9 from the 26. 10-15 on this rolling first quarter clock. West Virginia State trails 7-0. Airy in the slot left, Jones split wide to that side. Jackson gets the shotgun snap and will bootleg to his right looking to throw. Fires on the run, pass caught right at the stick. Sliding to make the catch is Malik Baker. They will move the chains up at the 35-yard line. Baker, a deep threat, but he's really emerged in the latter half of the season as that underneath option for Caleb Jackson, particularly on 3rd downs. That time he moves the chains on 2nd.
Yeah, we saw that play very similar last drive, looking for Airy as Jackson rolled out to the right, and he undershot him just a little bit, made a better throw right there.
Jax McCarty shifted to the right of the formation as Jackson sets up in the shotgun, gets the snap, handoff, sweep right side. This is Cox trying to cut north and south. He charges forward up to about the 38 before he's swallowed up by a pile of white jerseys. Brian Jones in there on the stop for Charleston. And it'll be a gain of 3 yards out to the 38. 2nd down and 7 coming up. Clock running at 9:15 as West Virginia State changes some personnel. Deron Johnson back into the game to replace McCarty. And we will get a whistle and an official's timeout. Worth noting, we do not have the play clock on the field today. Some technical issues that we believe may stem from the play clock being hit with a soccer ball during the Mountain East Conference tournament earlier this week when West Virginia State and Charleston played in women's soccer. So no play clock on the field today. So the officials making sure they get that straight. Airy in motion from right to left. Snap to Jackson. He'll run it on the quarterback keep. Slide forward as he crosses the line of scrimmage up to the 43-yard line. Gain of 5 will make it 3rd down and 2 for the Yellow Jackets. Haven't seen Jackson on the designed run game much in the latter half of the season, but there he keeps it on the read option and picks up 4. Now he gets the snap, quickly hands it off for Cox, running inside up to the 45. They're going to spot him just short of the 1st down, it appears. It was 3rd down and a little bit less than 2. Now they will move the chains. Cox got right to the sticks before he was hit by Musatama, and they will move the chains for West Virginia State. 1st down at the 45, and the Yellow Jackets want to go quickly. 3 receivers wide to the left side. Single right is Baker. Snap comes back. They fake the screen. Hand it off to Cox running right side. He is grabbed as he goes over the line of scrimmage, able to spin forward up to the 48-yard line. He was swallowed up by Nesta Owens, the junior from Springfield, Ohio. Got him and held on. It's still a gain of 3 for West Virginia State, up to the 48 with 7:55 to play here in the 1st.
Yeah, 2 plays ago on 3rd down. Cox did a really good job to get the sticks. State's going to have to earn every yard. They've run in between the tackles a couple times and not much.
Out of the shotgun, Jackson gets the snap, drops to throw, pass deflected up into the air, diving to take it is Deron Johnson, but they'll say it hit the ground first. That was intended for Airy over to the left side, was knocked up into the air. Johnson dove after it, one to try to catch the ball, but also to try to avoid an interception. He was not able to hold on through the ground. It'll bring up 3rd down and 7, and it stops the clock with 7:38 to play. And Charleston leading West Virginia State 7-0.
Yeah, anytime the ball is batted up at the line and popped up like a cherry bomb, it's always dangerous for an interception and a return.
2 receivers bunched tight to either side of the formation. Charleston looking to send some pressure, and they do. Jackson gets the snap, fires quickly to the right side. It's caught by Baker, who extends the ball initially past the sticks. The line judge looks like he's going to mark him short. Baker made the catch a yard short of the line to gain, spun and extended the ball beyond the lead stick. And they're going to spot him a yard short, say he stepped out of bounds before he extended the football. 4th and 1, West Virginia State will go for it at the Charleston 46. Jackson in the shotgun, running back Cox to his left. Claps his hands, gets the snap. That's Nashawn Hill that gets the ball, and he charges through the line, picks up the 1st down to the 41-yard line. First time that we've seen Nashawn Hill, actually in 2 weeks. He didn't get a carry last week against Frostburg State, but he picks up the 1st down, needed a yard, and he got 5.
Yeah, credit Malik Baker on that 3rd down play. I know he didn't get the sticks, but a very athletic play to reach forward and a good catch in a tight window, setting up Nashawn Hill, the Del Barton native, Del Barton, New Jersey. You know who else went to Del Barton High School in New Jersey?
Who's that?
Anthony Volpe and
All right.
Jack Leiter, if you're a baseball fan.
I will take that. Logan Bartholomew, the center, lost his helmet. David Dawson's in the game. Snap to Jackson, handoff running left side for Hill. Doesn't have a lot of room to go. He gets out to the left side hash before being brought down. Had Carter Hamilton in there on the stop for Charleston, along with Brian Jones. Gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9. 6:38 to play. Clock running here from the 40-yard line for West Virginia State. Charleston leading 7-0. 2 receivers right, stacked on top of each other. That's Airy and Baker. Jones, the single receiver left. 6 offensive linemen in the game. Snap comes to Jackson. He drops to throw. Rolling to his right. He will fire down to the 25-yard line. It's caught by Amari Airy. He charges forward to the 20, takes on the defender, and picks up some extra yardage before being run out of bounds down to the 18-yard line. The Mountain East Conference's leading receiver, Amari Airy, with his 50th catch of the season. He could go over the 1,000-yard mark today.
Yeah, with that catch, he's going to get really close to that 1,000-yard mark. Amari Airy's been a weapon all season, like you said. Caleb Jackson, now that's the 4th time he's rolled to his right. That's what he wants to do and go off that tackle. And Amari Airy created space. 1st and 10 from the 19 off the right hash. Jackson gets the snap, fakes the handoff under pressure. He'll throw this towards the end zone. Sprawling to make the catch inside the 5. It's pulled in by Malik Baker. It's 1st and goal for West Virginia State at the 3-yard line. Baker just cut inside
on the cornerback on that side. That's Amari Boyce, and was able to sprawl to make the grab. They'll spot it at the 2, and West Virginia State wants to go quickly. Jackson in the gun with Hill to his left. 2 receivers split wide to that side, working off the right hash. Jackson gets the snap, handoff Hill, running straight up the middle, breaks a tackle, and he's in the end zone for the West Virginia State touchdown. We've got some whistles, though, and it looks like this one could be coming back, as that one was blown dead almost as soon as Hill got into the end zone. Now they've signaled touchdown because Charleston was offside. That penalty will be declined, and West Virginia State is a Tony Hornbuckle extra point away from tying the game.
Yeah, good job there by Nashon Hill, following his blocks at the 1-yard line. Really good play to set that up. 21-yard pass to Malik Baker. Malik Baker really physical on this drive in general. 2 or 3 targets, very physical on this drive. There's a lot of kind of catfight on that play, but I like the no call.
The snap back, the hold from Jacob Camacho, the kick up, and the kick is good. 5:19 to play first quarter. West Virginia State answers 7-7. We are tied, the Yellow Jackets and the Charleston Golden Eagles. This is West Virginia State football on 107.3 The Beat.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
West Virginia State gets into the end zone for the first time, a 1-yard, make it a 2-yard touchdown run by Nashon Hill, a 13-play drive, 75 yards in 5 minutes and 25 seconds. This one kicked off by Alex Schrader, sent deep. It will bounce a yard short of the end zone, and it will be allowed to roll in for a touchback by Caleb Behringer. And that will bring the ball out to the 25-yard line for this Charleston offense. West Virginia State, Aaron Parker, had about as unfortunate a first drive as you could ask for, then gives up the big pass play. But that's John Pennington football on that last drive. 13 plays, 5 minutes and 25 seconds to go 75 yards.
Yeah, Daniel, you got to give the offensive line a lot of credit. And Caleb Jackson making 3 big throws. One big one to Amari Airy, his main guy, and then Malik Baker stepping up on that drive to set up shop for that big touchdown for Nashon Hill. That's a good response early in this first quarter.
Matt Fry in the shotgun for Charleston. Joshua Donald on his left hip. They'll fake it to Donald, throw it left to the tight end, Aiden Diaz, who's got a block ahead. He's got the first down. He breaks a tackle over the 40. They're chasing him into West Virginia State territory, and he's finally shoved out inside the 35-yard line. Aiden Diaz, the sophomore transfer from Akron. That's his second catch of the game. He only had 14 on the season coming into today, but the big man rumbles down the sideline for a huge gain down to the West Virginia State 31.
Yeah, the state defense learning the hard way. It's going to take more than just one effort to bring Diaz down.
Out of the shotgun, the snap comes back to Fry. He'll hand this off behind right guard. A big hit taken on the play by Jalen Butera, and he's able to keep his feet for a moment before being spun to the ground up at the 28-yard line. Call it the 27. So that's a gain of 4 yards to bring up second down and 6.
Going back to that Diaz play, 6'3", 240 pounds. He was the one on second and long on UC's first drive to break a tackle to set up third and short, which set up a big play.
From the 27, Fry gets the snap, fakes the handoff to Butera, wants to throw left, single coverage for Bosmans. It's overthrown, reached out a hand for it, got a fingertip to the ball, and it falls incomplete. Went down the sideline to challenge West Virginia State's freshman defensive back, KJ LaBecca, but he was running hip for hip with Bosmans down the sideline, and that'll bring up third down.
Yeah, good coverage there one-on-one. Fry did a good job to not put that in harm's way for an interception, but it took pretty much a perfect throw to drop that right in the basket, and he couldn't make it a perfect throw, and would have had to been a one-handed catch.
Excuse me, that was Bosmans, the intended receiver on the play, excuse me. Shotgun look for Fry. Butera on his right hip, 2 receivers to each side. West Virginia State runs a defensive lineman on late. Fry gets the snap. He's under pressure, rolling to his left, directing traffic downfield. Throws, pass off the fingertips of his intended receiver, and incomplete. He had an open man downfield. That was Jamar Ebron that had a chance at that one, but Fry sailed it. Ebron had 5'9", couldn't climb the ladder to pull it down, and here comes Griffin Mitstofer with the field goal team.
Yeah, Fry just missed that over the middle. He had it right there. It would have been first down from inside the 20. Not the easiest throw, but he wants that one back.
So Mitstofer, one of the better kickers in the Mountain East Conference. This is going to be an attempt of 44 yards. The holder is the punter, Stephen Ernest. This will be center cut for Mitstofer from 43 yards. 4:08 to play here in this first quarter. The snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is on the way. It's got plenty of leg, and it splits the uprights for Charleston to retake the lead. Griffin Mitstofer puts it through from 43 yards away. And with 4:04 to play in this first quarter, Charleston takes the lead over West Virginia State 10-7. This is West Virginia State football on 107.3 The Beat.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
Charleston goes back ahead with a Griffin Mitstofer 44-yard field goal, 5 plays, 48 yards in a minute and 15 seconds. A lot of that coming on the catch and run by the tight end, Aiden Diaz. 44 yards, they threw it to him in the flat, got a couple of blocks out in front, and he rumbled down inside the West Virginia State 35-yard line. But the state defense able to hold up after that and hold Charleston to the field goal. Griffin Mitstofer, who just hit that field goal, back on to kick this one away with Devin Cox back deep to receive for West Virginia State. He's driven a couple through the back of the end zone, and Cox is going to let this one go as well. Man, that is such a weapon in the special teams game when you can just roll on kicking that ball into the end zone and set everybody up at the 25.
Yeah, just about to say that. 3 kicks, 3 touchbacks. 2 of them weren't even close, and that 44-yard field goal I think would have been good from 54.
Absolutely. 66 kickoffs this year for Griffin Mitstofer coming into today. He's now up to 69, and that is his 24th touchback. 4:04 to play as West Virginia State gets the ball back here in the first quarter. And we've got Marquavion Smith into the game at running back. He lines up to the right of Caleb Jackson, who gets the snap. They'll hand it off for Smith, running left side. He is met behind the line of scrimmage, but slips away, cuts it up across the 30, spins up over the 35, dragging tacklers up to the 40-yard line. How about that for Marquavion Smith? He was hit by Aiden Miller right at the line of scrimmage, spun away from him, broke another tackle, and stumbled and bumbled his way up over the 40-yard line to put it at the 42 for West Virginia State. Marquavion Smith goes 17 yards on his first carry of the day.
Yeah, you got to give him a lot of credit, Daniel. He had no business even getting 2 or 3 yards, let alone moving the sticks.
Got some movement up front from Charleston on the hard count from Jackson, but nobody offside quite yet. West Virginia State's going to shift some things into the pistol with Restall, the deep back behind Jackson. Claps his hands, gets the snap, turns and hands it off for Restall. Running off left tackle, gets a lead block from Dalton Hall, lowers the shoulder up across the 45, spun out of bounds at the 46. Gain of 3 yards for JoJo Restall. So that carry from Marquavion Smith, just his 12th of the season, and his longest run of the year was prior 23. He goes 17 on that carry. Ball up to the 47. It's a gain of 5 for West Virginia State. Clock running down to 2:50. Here in this first quarter as the Jackets trail Charleston 10-7.
And Marquavion Smith making the most of his opportunity here on this senior day. Wouldn't expect him to get a carry on the 3rd drive of the day, but that's big.
Absolutely right. Charleston looking to show pressure. Jackson gets the snap. He will roll right away from that pressure, set his feet, wants to throw downfield in the direction of Airy. It sails out of bounds and falls incomplete. Tight coverage there by Amari Boyce. Then had some safety help coming over the top as well from Nick Williams. Jackson rolled right, set his feet cleanly, and put that in the direction that Airy would be the only one to be able to go get it, but a couple of yards out in front of him, and it falls incomplete.
Yeah, and Airy wasn't turned around when the ball was coming until the last second. Like you said, safety help came. Would have taken a really, really perfect throw and a really good connection to get that one down the field.
3rd and 5 from the 47, 2:26 on this stopped first quarter clock. Charleston leads West Virginia State 10-7. 2 receivers split the wide side right, single left is Javian Jones. Charleston again loads up the box with 8 men close to the line of scrimmage. Jackson gets the snap, dropping to throw. He's got time. He fires right. It's caught behind the line of scrimmage by Jax McCarty, who is dropped for a loss of 2 yards. He was hit immediately by John Clifford, and West Virginia State goes backwards. That's going to bring the punt team on.
Yeah, for State, it's evident anything in the underneath game, the bubble screen, and just running the football in between the tackles is going to be tough today against this University of Charleston front. They're having to earn everything, and they sniffed that one out really, really well there. Up 10-7, they'll get the football back.
Just the second catch of the season for the tight end McCarty, and it goes backwards as Schrader comes on to punt. Worth noting, Behringer muffed that first punt here from West Virginia State today, but it was recovered by Charleston. Schrader gets the snap at the 30. He'll take a couple steps forward and boot this one away. It bounces at the 32. Zachy Roberts will down it on a hop at the 31, and that's where Charleston will take over for its third drive, but there is a flag down on the play.
At the 32-yard line.
So we're going to have to sort out the laundry. This one coming a good ways downfield. It's thrown at the 44 of Charleston. And we'll see what a referee has to say.
Foul, illegal blindside block. Receiving team, 15-yard penalty. Charleston will keep the ball first down.
So it is an illegal blindside block against Charleston. 15-yard penalty is going to turn a starting point of the 32 into the 17 for Charleston. Make it the 16 officially. And a fortuitous bounce there for West Virginia State on the penalty. You have to punt, but Charleston, with another penalty, backs itself up a little bit here. Both of these teams have had some penalties, not the most costly to this point, other than that first drive for West Virginia State, but now Charleston, with its worst field position of the day, will start inside the 20. Ball spotted at the 16. Fry in the shotgun. Twin receivers to each side. Joshua Donald on his right hip. They'll motion Behringer across the formation. Snap it to Fry. Hand it off to Donald. He is grabbed from behind. He's got nowhere to go. Brought down for a loss by Jabari Henry. The true freshman came screaming unblocked off the edge, grabbed Donald around the hips, and dragged him back at the 15.
Yeah, Jabari Henry, 6'5", 245 pounds, but he moved really quick right there. That was all him. Got off his block really quick and made the tackle without any help.
Second tackle for loss of the season for Jabari Henry, who's been really impressive in the opportunities that he's gotten coming off the edge for West Virginia State. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left for Charleston off the left hash. 2nd and 11 from the 15. West Virginia State flashing some pressure. They'll send it. It's a check down thrown to the left side and still nowhere to go, as this time West Virginia State's Keyshawn Washington is there to drive the ball carrier back a couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage. That was Donald again that just keeps going backwards. He may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down and a long 11.
And he had to pay the price for that, too. He got picked up off the ground and really ate the turf on that one, and State's defense showing up in the first 2 plays. Now it's 3rd and long for UC.
Clock running, 35 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Light box here for West Virginia State. Just 3 men on the line of scrimmage, and Washington off the ball. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Behringer motion from right to left across the formation. Now he will reload back on the right side. Fry gets the snap, dropping to throw. He's under pressure. He steps up. He sets his feet. He'll throw downfield, deep down the sideline in the direction of Behringer. It is overthrown and incomplete, and that will bring the punt team on for Charleston for the first time.
Yeah, I like that motion that Behringer did. Like you said, came across, came up from the right side, came across, went back the other way into a route. It was a good route, but it took a really good throw from Fry. Because the coverage was good, you stayed on him that whole time, did West Virginia State's cornerbacks, and forcing a punt here for the Golden Eagles.
Stephen Ernest is on to punt for the first time. The transfer from Robert Morris, just shy of 40 yards a kick on the season. He stands at his own goal line. Malik Baker at the West Virginia State 44. The snap is good. Ernest gets this one away. It's a spiral kick that will slice towards the Charleston sideline, bounce at the 46, and kick out of bounds around the 41-yard line. And they're going to walk this all the way back up to the 45. So that's where West Virginia State will take over. Good punt there by Ernest just to get out of his own end, as he had to kick that from his own goal line with the ball in the 15, but West Virginia State gets its best field position of the day at the 45.
Yeah, and Daniel, it shows where that 15-yard penalty on the prior punt where West Virginia State punts. UC has decent field position in their own end, but 15-yard penalty back you up to the 17-yard line. You can't move the ball at all. In fact, you go backwards, and now State gets the ball. near midfield.
Devin Cox back in the game at running back to the right of Jackson, working off the right hash at the 45. 6 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Jackson gets the snap, hands it off for Cox, who bursts through the line. It's a foot race down the sideline. He's got one man to beat. He's just tripped up at the 12-yard line. Devin Cox was running away from everybody down the sideline. He had one man to try to outrun. It was John Clifford, who made a shoestring tackle just at the 10-yard line. They're going to spot Cox down inside the 10, and that is going to take us to the end of the first quarter. An explosive play from Devin Cox to send us through the first 15 minutes. Second quarter action coming up after this. Charleston leads West Virginia State 10-7. This is Yellow Jacket football on 107.3 The Beat.
No weekend plans? Try some of ours. From unrivaled outdoor adventure you won't find anywhere else in the world, to hometown plates and platters that pair well with the local craft beers. The happiest hours start here. Mountaineer Country. Come, go wild.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
First and goal for West Virginia State from the 8-yard line to start this second quarter after Devin Cox broke free for a 46-yard run to end the first quarter, and the Jackets are in business at the Charleston 8-yard line. In the pistol set, it's Caleb Jackson clapping his hands together, turning and handed off for Cox. He'll run it off right tackle. He cuts inside the 5. He is yanked down by the jersey. Here comes a flag for a horse collar. Cox was grabbed from behind and ripped to the ground by Nesta Owens as he was headed for the goal line. And it is going to be a personal foul for a horse collar tackle that will give West Virginia State first and goal inside the 2-yard line.
And the illegal tackle, the only reason Cox not getting into the end zone after the explosive play, you flip sides of the field to start the second quarter, and another good run right there. He's got a different step to him right now. I say feed the hot hand.
Nashawn Hill comes in at running back, the more bruising runner. Jackson in the pistol, 6 offensive linemen plus the H-back Johnson. Jackson gets the snap, handoff Hill, charging in behind right guard. He spins his way into the end zone, and West Virginia State has the lead. From 1 yard away, Nashawn Hill plunges in, and the Yellow Jackets go ahead 13-10 at the 14:38 mark of the second quarter.
Yeah, Cox really making that drive happen, but you know, no sense in putting that one in jeopardy. Go to your big man, Nashawn Hill. He's already gotten into the end zone once today. More of that bruiser back, and first and goal from the 1, leaving no doubt.
5'11", 210. Hard to stop when he gets going downhill. Tony Hornbuckle on for the extra point. Will Seitz, the snapper. Jacob Camacho, the holder for the Yellow Jackets. Hornbuckle has been pretty sharp on these PATs this season. Seitz with the snap. Camacho the hold. The kick on the way. It's partially blocked, but they snuck it over the crossbar, and West Virginia State is ahead by 4. 14-10. On the Nashawn Hill touchdown run. This is West Virginia State Yellow Jacket football on 107.3 The Beat. Three plays, 55 yards in 28 seconds as West Virginia State gets into the end zone on a Nashawn Hill 1-yard touchdown run to take the lead over Charleston 14-10. A lot of that sparked by the 46-yard touchdown run 47-yard run by Devin Cox. He was stopped short of the end zone, but it did set up West Virginia State first and goal. And 2 plays later, Hill plunges into the end zone. Aaron Parker, West Virginia State has responded well and is playing West Virginia State football. The Yellow Jackets have outrushed Charleston 97-4. 1 play, make it 2 plays into the second quarter.
Yeah, Daniel, Pennington's squad has responded well after the going basically 3 and out to start the game, giving up the big touchdown. The rushing attack has gotten better. The blocking has gotten better. Nathan Hill, 2 touchdowns already. His stats show that he is the bruiser back. Only 4 carries, 8 yards, but 2 touchdowns. But UC is going to have an answer for Cox at some point. 62 yards on 6 attempts has gone Devin Cox. So he's been really good today. The blocking has been better in the back end of the first quarter into the second quarter, and UC is going to have to answer next time their defense gets on the field.
Alex Schrader on to kick it away for West Virginia State. Caleb Behringer back deep to receive for Charleston. This will travel from left to right across our broadcast position. Schrader on the approach, boots this one away. A high line drive kick that catches the wind. Behringer will take it 5 yards deep in the end zone. He's going to bring it out. Running outside the right side, numbers across the 20, picks up a block across the 25, dragging a defender over the 35. He is finally banged out of bounds by Amir Muhammad, but Behringer saw that the West Virginia State coverage team had started to peel off, thinking he was going to take the touchback, found a seam to the sideline, and brought it out across the 35 to the 36. That's where Charleston will set up shop.
Yeah, I like that in a returner. Don't give up on the play, even though the ball is 4 or 5 yards in the end zone. He saw it the whole way through, and he had confidence in himself. Quick little burst there, and pretty good field position for the Golden Eagles.
Matt Fry in the shotgun. Single receiver right, 2 to the left. Jalen Butera in the game at running back will shift over to the left side of the quarterback. Fry claps his hands, gets the snap, will throw left, screen pass set up for Jamar Ebron. He cuts upfield across the 40, running outside the numbers, is shoved out of bounds up at the 43 by Sean Russ. That's a gain of 7 yards. It'll bring up 2nd down and 3 from the West Virginia State 44-yard line, so it'll be 2nd down and 2 with 14:20 on this running clock. Fry, again in the gun, they'll flip the formation. 2 receivers to the right, the single left is Bosmans. And Fry gets the snap. This play will be blown dead. Flag came out immediately, and it'll be a procedure penalty against Charleston.
Yeah, Charleston last drive started at their 17, immediately went backwards and had no real shot. Now you get a good return. You start at the 36, you get 3 yards, and now you shoot yourself in the foot. Still not bad field position here early in this drive, but they're going to have to respond.
It'll be 2nd down and 8 at the 39. Clock stopped at 14:06 here in the second quarter. And now it'll begin to run again. West Virginia State leads Charleston 14-10. Working from the left hash, it's Fry in the shotgun, gets the snap, turns, hands it off for Butera, who's hit immediately in the backfield. Coming off the edge, it was a safety blitz from Darrell Fletcher, playing the nickel spot here on Senior Day, and he makes an impact to stop Butera for no gain.
Yeah, exactly like you said. Daniel Fletcher coming off that safety blitz, and that's the 2nd time they've executed that today. Even if Fletcher didn't make that tackle, Butera had nowhere to go. Really good blitz right there by State.
Jamel Smith coming in to finish it, along with Big Dante Harris. West Virginia State looking to send some pressure here on 3rd and 7. Fry will look to the sideline to change the play. 3 receivers split wide right, the tight end Diaz to the left, with Butera, the running back, on the left hip of the quarterback Fry. West Virginia State still showing pressure with a heavy box. They motion Ebron tight to the formation. Fry gets the snap, throw it over the middle for Ebron. It's through his hands and incomplete.
And that's the 2nd time today Fry has had a man over the middle coming one way, and he throws it a little bit behind him, and UC's going to have to punt the football. He's going to want to tighten that up here with 13:07 to go in the second quarter.
Effectively a middle screen there set up for Ebron to come across the middle. As they slipped through the middle of that line, did the West Virginia State rush, and Ebron was wide open. He just couldn't hold on to it. Clock stops at 13:07, and Ernest will punt this one away. Malik Baker back standing at the 23-yard line of West Virginia State. Snap comes back to the 25. It's nearly blocked. Ernest gets it away. It sends Baker back inside the 20. He catches it at the 16, takes on 2 defenders, and is spun down at the 20-yard line. So West Virginia State will set up there. We've got a couple flags down behind the play as well, as Jabari Henry and Charleston's Jalen Grant were tied up blocking each other at the end of the play. We're going to have to figure out what these penalty flags are for.
I'll tell you what, Curtis McCray almost got that. Really good rush there. Didn't make contact with the punter, but almost got the block.
And it's going to be a face mask penalty on the punt against Charleston. And the question becomes, does the penalty get assessed at the end of the kick, or would John Pennington have to allow Charleston to re-kick by accepting it? There's a face mask penalty that goes against Charleston. And they have yet to spot the ball. They're still trying to figure out exactly where they need to put it, and they are going to assess this at the end of the kick. So Baker returned it to the 20, and now the 15-yard face mask penalty will bring the ball out to the 36-yard line. They'll spot it between the 35 and the 36, and that will bring up first down and 10.
Yeah, you're seeing UC kind of come unglued here, discipline-wise, obviously atop the MEC standings. They're going to need this one here in Institute today, and they're going to need to tighten up, a couple procedural penalties, a face mask penalty, a couple penalties after a kick, and they can ill afford to have that, down 14-10.
A win today for Charleston, a loss by Frostburg State would make the Golden Eagles back-to-back conference champions. But right now, West Virginia State looking to deny its rivals of that notoriety. Frostburg has a chance to clinch the conference crown with a victory today, and we will check on the Mountain East Conference scoreboard coming up at halftime, along with the Division I scores from around the country. Frostburg is in action today, of course, trying to clinch that championship. You've also got matchups like Wheeling against West Liberty, that rivalry game, Glenville State against West Virginia Wesleyan, and it's Frostburg against Fairmont today. That would allow the Bobcats to clinch the conference championship. We're ready to play. Three receivers bunch right for Jackson out of the shotgun. Gets the snap, hands it off for Restall, who's hitting the backfield, and he is going to be driven back. Keeps his feet, but forward progress is halted a couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage by Musa Tama, the transfer from Seton Hill with 21 tackles, 5.5 for loss coming into today, and now you can give him 6.
Yeah, and the UC defense, especially the front, they knew they were going to have to answer the bell after Devin Cox really ran all over them last drive. Restall gets that carry, but moving the offensive line of State and backing them up. 2nd and 15 now for the Yellow Jackets.
Loss of 5 back to the 31, 12-20 running until halftime. 14-10, the West Virginia State lead. Jackson in the shotgun, twin receivers right, single. To the left is T.J. Gregory. Jackson gets the snap, will roll right under pressure. Restall picks up the blitz. Now Jackson tries to spin back to his left. He is hit and brought down. Second sack of the game for Charleston. This one for Nesta Owens, his 3.5 sack of the season. And the first team All-MEC pick with another great year this year has West Virginia State backed up.
Yeah, the protection on the right side for State collapsed there. Jackson able to avoid the sack once, but couldn't get out of the second one. Two missed blocks. And the UC front really stepping up here after giving up 2 straight scores.
3rd down and 24, back to the 22-yard line. 11.5 minutes to play in this opening half for West Virginia State, ahead of Charleston 14-10. 3 receivers split to the wide side, left, single right is Amari Airy for West Virginia State. The snap to Jackson, swing pass to the right side for Restall, who is blown up as he tries to make the catch. It falls incomplete. Amari Boyce shot through and drilled Restall as he bobbled the football. It falls incomplete, and West Virginia State will have to punt.
Yeah, that's what you call a hospital ball right there. Restall got popped on that play, didn't have a chance to even really get back to the original line of scrimmage if he caught the football, and he was punished for even touching the football.
And that's as clean a hit as you're going to find when you hit somebody that hard with Amari Boyce. Led with the shoulder, squared Restall up, hit him right in the numbers, and man, did he take a shot. So Schrader on to punt for West Virginia State. He stands at his own 8-yard line. Behringer back at the Charleston 42. The snap back, the kick away from Schrader. This is a beauty. End-over-end kick that's going to bounce at the 41. Take a West Virginia State roll inside the 30, down to the 26, down to the 25, and it will stop at the 25-yard line. There's a flag down in the backfield.
Really good punt, if that stands.
That was an absolute bomb from Alex Schrader, and the official very quickly announced something over the microphone and then picked up the flag. So we're going to have to parse together what exactly that flag was for. Again, he picked it up very quickly, made a quick announcement and then ran off, and they are going to spot the ball at the 25. So it appears the flag has been picked up, and a 53-yard punt for Alex Schrader is going to flip the field down to the Charleston 25-yard line. 11:06 as this offense retakes the football, and Ian Hamrick is in the game at quarterback. The second-team All-MEC pick from a year ago will run this off the right side, chased by Jeremiah Covington-Griggs, and then drilled by Jacob Camacho at the line of scrimmage. Welcome back to the game, son. Ian Hamrick took a big hit there as he tried to slide, and West Virginia State's free safety said, not so fast, my friend.
Yeah, exactly. Hamrick, the Gilmer County native, very good quarterback for UC, but has dealt with injuries before, and like you said, gets thrown into action in the second quarter. Not much blocking from his front there, and gets punished for it.
Has missed the last 3 games, last appeared in the overtime loss to Frostburg State. He stands in the shotgun. Butera to his left on 2nd and 10. Gets the snap, drops to throw, swing pass, left side. This is Butera making the catch, running across the 25, upended by Sean Russ at the 27-yard line. It's a gain of just a couple yards, and will bring up another 3rd and long. Butera brought down officially at the 27. It'll be 3rd down and 8 as the clock ticks down to 10 minutes left here in the first half. So Hamrick, the junior from Glenville, had a good year going before that injury. He's missed 3 games, but still plenty capable. Twin receivers to each side off the left hash. Claps his hands, West Virginia State looks to show some pressure. Charleston's going to change the play at the line. Donald is in the game at running back, in the backfield with Hamrick. Clock running down to 9:40 to play until halftime. 3-man front for West Virginia State, 6 in the box. The snap back to Hamrick. They send pressure. He steps up. He rolls away from it. Running to his right. Hamrick fires on the run in the direction of Bosmans. It's through his hands and incomplete. 3 and out for Charleston. The punt team comes back on for the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, you got to give the West Virginia State defense a lot of credit there. Daniel, on 2nd down, the big tight end for UC, Aiden Diaz, had a good block, and it was a one-on-one play. Sean Russ, the cornerback, made the tackle. If he wouldn't have, that lead block would have gotten a 1st down and plenty more. Instead, you don't get much if you're UC. It's 3rd and 8, and the Yellow Jacket defense comes up on 3rd and 8.
Stephen Ernest stands at his own 12-yard line. West Virginia State looks like it might be coming after this one. Malik Baker back to return at the 30. Ernest does get this kick away. Baker backtracking on it, will make the catch over his head at the 30, cut to his right again, trying to run outside the hash. He is tripped up from behind and brought down by Connor Lambert. Baker had a seam to the sideline, but Lambert chased him down from behind. The standout running back at Wahama High School, making an impact on special teams. Here's a true freshman for Charleston. Haven't seen him return a kick yet, but the 5'8" speed demon from Mason County is averaging 38 yards a kick return. Here is a true freshman for Charleston. There he makes the tackle on the punt.
Yeah, big shoestring tackle. To shout out to the White Falcons one time.
Absolutely.
The defending single-A state champions, and they're in action today.
West Virginia State football at the 31-yard line on the right hash with 9:16 to play in the half, leading 14-10. Jackson in the shotgun. Hill to his left, gets the snap. He'll hand it off for Hill running outside. Tries to cut north and south across the numbers. Is stopped at the line of scrimmage and brought down. Held up initially by Nathan Caldwell. The nose tackle getting to the outside, and there's no gain there for West Virginia State. It'll be 2nd and 10 as we go under 9 minutes in the half.
And so far that north to south hasn't worked quite well unless it's Devin Cox, but again, didn't get much blocking right there.
Quick snap to Jackson, flag thrown immediately, and it looks like West Virginia State had an illegal formation, and it's going to be a 5-yard penalty against the Yellow Jackets. Tried to throw the quick screen to Amari Airy, and it looks like somebody that was supposed to be lined up on the line of scrimmage was actually in the backfield, and West Virginia State will be penalized to bring up 2nd and 15. So 8:50 running on the clock here in the second quarter. Yellow Jackets ahead of Charleston 14-10. Baker, the single receiver, split to the left. Gregory in the slot right with Airy wide to that side. Hill, the running back, to the right of Jackson. 3-man front for Charleston, 6 in the box with a single safety over the top. Jackson claps his hands, gets the snap, hands it off for Hill. He's got a hole running over the left side, cuts in behind the left guard, Justice Hutchison, and pushes the pile out across the 30 to the 33-yard line. So a gain of 7 on 3rd down and 15 is going to make it 3rd and 8 for West Virginia State. It should be 2nd down and 15 is going to make it 3rd and 9. They'll spot him at the 32.
Yeah, and that's what a penalty does to you. Even a 5-yard penalty, it backs you up, and you get a good run. Excuse me, a 10-yard penalty. Good run there by Hill, and it's still 3rd and long.
Restall back into the game at running back. Twin receivers to each side. Ball spotted inside the left hash. Charleston showing pressure, creeping some more white jerseys down to the line of scrimmage. They send 6. Jackson gets the snap, steps up in the pocket. He rolls to his left. He'll turn the corner. He'll go for a run, and he will pick up the first down out to the 42-yard line. Escaped the pressure of Nesta Owens and then won the foot race to the sticks. It's a West Virginia State first down.
Yeah, and that's what Jackson needs to do, use that athleticism. I know he hasn't done it much in the back end of the season, but the pressure comes. Owens been coming all day, and you got to just slip out there when you can.
Jackets going quickly. Handoff. Left side, Nashawn Hill. Make that JoJo Restall. Cutting up outside the numbers. Charges up to the 48-yard line. Got a good block out in front of him from Dalton Hall. And he picks up 5-6 yards on first down. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
Miller on the tackle.
Aiden Miller in on the stop for Charleston. 7 minutes to play here in the first half. West Virginia State leads Charleston 14-10 in this rivalry matchup. 2 receivers to the right, single left is TJ Gregory. They motion the H-back Johnson out into the slot right. Jackson on 2nd and 5 gets the snap, fakes the pitch out to the right. He'll keep it up the middle. He's grabbed by Owens as he crosses the line of scrimmage, spun forward for a yard. It'll bring up 3rd and 4.
Yeah, I like the design of that play, but not much going on right there. He fakes the pitch, but there's not much room up the middle. Guards didn't make a ton of UC defenders move that much, but I'm not sure if that pitch would have been any smarter.
They say Jackson was able to extend the ball to the 49. It'll be 3rd down and 3. Clock down to 6:15 here in the second quarter. Ball spotted dead center. Johnson motions to the right of the formation. Jackson looking to the sideline to change the play call. Airy will now shift to the right of the formation as well. Line up wide of Baker, and West Virginia State's all out of sorts. John Pennington's going to use his first timeout. It comes at the 6:01 mark of the first half. West Virginia State ahead of Charleston. 14-10, facing 3rd down and 3 when we return. This is Yellow Jacket football on 107.3 The Beats. West Virginia State ahead of Charleston 14-10 as John Pennington uses his first time out of the game ahead of 3rd down and 3 here at the West Virginia State 49-yard line. I'm Daniel Woods. Aaron Parker joining me for this one. And Aaron, to this point, it's been what you've expected from a rivalry game. Both defenses making big plays, both offenses making big plays.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. And at times it's been methodical to try to move the ball and get yards, but at times for West Virginia State, Devin Cox has been the spark. Can they find that spark again?
JoJo Restall in it, running back to the right of Jackson, who gets the snap. He will throw on 3rd and 3. Steps up, fires across the middle. Malik Baker makes the catch at the Charleston 40. He's dragging defenders inside the 35. They push him inside the 30. Now here come the linemen, and Baker is finally held up at the 26-yard line. West Virginia State picks up 25 yards on 3rd down and 3, and I think 15 of them came after Baker had caught the ball and initially been grabbed.
And before that play, talking about a spark, let's talk about a spark in Malik Baker. 2 big catches a couple of drives ago. That first touchdown drive for the Yellow Jackets, and a big play to move the sticks right there, and just won't go down.
The officials say his progress was stopped at the 29. Jackson gets the shotgun snap, hands it off for Restall, has a seam over left guard, charges forward, gets a push from Dalton Hall down to the 25-yard line. He picks up 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
I'm talking about earning every yard. It seems like every time JoJo Restall has got the football, Daniel, he's had to work for every yard. He's gotten on a couple of Cox's big runs. He got some big holes. Restall, not so much.
Trips right for Jackson, who gets the snap, fakes the handoff, throws right for Amari Airy on a screen pass. He cuts inside, spins away from a defender down to the 21-yard line, and then is brought down just shy of the line to gain. Airy was grabbed as he spun by Brian Jones, and that'll bring up 3rd down and a yard. inside the 21-yard line. Clock running, 4:35 to go until halftime. A chance to move the chains again for West Virginia State. Jackson gets the shotgun snap, fakes the handoff. There's a wide-open receiver. Nobody was covering T.J. Gregory, and he will take it to the pylon for the West Virginia State touchdown. Charleston completely out of sorts. Nobody picked up T.J. Gregory, who was split wide to the left. Jackson took the snap, threw it to him, and Gregory takes it into the end zone for a senior day touchdown.
Yeah, for listeners, Daniel is not exaggerating that.
He was completely uncovered.
Nobody on that side, completely out of sorts. Caleb Jackson recognized it, and what a job right there to not sell that. Say, give me the ball, but not throw off what was going on, and touchdown Yellow Jackets.
T.J. Gregory makes the catch, the transfer from Central State with his first touchdown of the season on senior day, and now the extra point is good from Tony Hornbuckle. 4:25 to go until halftime. West Virginia State out by 2 scores, 21-10 over Charleston. This is Yellow Jacket football on 107.3 The Beat.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
West Virginia State scores on a T.J. Gregory touchdown catch, his first of the season from Caleb Jackson. 21 yards, was left completely uncovered. As the ball was snapped, Caleb Jackson recognized it, hit Gregory, and he took it into the end zone for the score. The Yellow Jackets score on 9 plays, 69 yards, 4 minutes and 51 seconds. As Alex Schrader will kick this one away, sending a high end-over-end kick down inside the 5-yard line, taken by Caleb Behringer at the 3. He runs along the right side numbers, has a block out across the 25, cuts back inside of the 30, traverses the field outside the left hash across the 40, into West Virginia State territory over the 50, and finally shoved out of bounds by Darrell Fletcher at the West Virginia State 44-yard line. So that's one way to get the momentum back if you're Charleston. A big return there from Behringer into West Virginia State territory, and Charleston will start this drive at the 44.
Yeah, State's going to have to really start to ID Caleb Behringer, 5'9", 180-pound sophomore from Charlotte. He's got a real good afterburner to him, and he can really see the blocks as they happen. That's not always easy to do for a returner. It's, sometimes the fastest, quickest guy isn't the best returner. He's got a good vision and a good step to him.
Official threw the marker at the 44. They spot it at the 43. Hamrick gets the snap, hands it off inside for Donald. He's hit immediately, grabbed by Deshaun Jackson, and driven to the ground after a gain of a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Clock running down to 4 minutes left here in the second quarter.
Just quickly going back to that State touchdown, I don't know if I've seen a defensive breakdown that bad in quite some time. Not even a linebacker on that play, and State took advantage.
2nd down and 8 coming here for Charleston. 3:45 to go until halftime. 21-10, the Jacket lead. Hamrick gets the shotgun snap, fakes the handoff. Now he wants to throw on play action. Looking across the middle, wide open receiver, makes the catch at the 25, getting loose down the sideline. Marquand Herron is run out of bounds inside the 15, and now they say he tiptoed the sideline and is in for the touchdown. Greg DeLoach looked to have run him out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Everybody stopped, and Herron kept his feet and took it into the end zone.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if my eyes deceived me. When Greg DeLoach tried to push him out of bounds, the effort wasn't good enough there, and I could tell he didn't push him all the way out of bounds, and he let him go from there, and he stayed in bounds. Good over the middle throw by Hamrick, but yeah, he missed the tackle.
Yeah, Marquand Herron keeps his feet inside that sideline, and now Mistifer is on for the extra point. To make this 21-17, snap back, hold down, kick is up, and the kick is good. 3:31 to go until halftime. Charleston strikes back quickly, 41 yards from Ian Hamrick to Marquand Herron. This is Yellow Jacket football on 107.3 The Beat. So a little bit of a miscue there from West Virginia State. A missed tackle allows Marquand Herron his second big touchdown catch of the day, 41 yards that time. Catch and run from Ian Hamrick. West Virginia State looked to have run him out of bounds, but not enough to actually get him out of bounds. Herron kept his feet and tiptoed down the sideline for the touchdown. And Charleston is back within 4 with 3:31 to go until halftime. That is a 43-yard drive, 2 plays in 42 seconds for Charleston. Griffin Mitstofer to kick this one away. High end-over-end kick that Devin Washington will take at the 1-yard line. He'll bring it out for West Virginia State. Running along the right side hash, takes it across the 20. He's hit by a couple of white jerseys up at the 24 and brought down. Aiden Miller got to him first, and Connor Lambert came in to help finish it.
Yeah, and going back to that UC drive, it didn't even feel like a drive. It felt like a blank, Daniel. 2 plays, 43-yard drive for the Golden Eagles after a big return to get it into state territory to start. That's what good teams do on the road. Not a great first half, down 21-10. You need to answer. And not much time comes off that game clock at all, and you're within 4 points.
Ball at the 25-yard line for West Virginia State here to begin the drive. 6 offensive linemen on the field with David Dawson to the left of the formation. 2 receivers to that side, 1 to the right is Javian Jones. Caleb Jackson in the shotgun, running back to his left, gets the snap, turns and hands it off for Devin Cox running behind right guard. He's got a seam. He's grabbed as he goes up to the 35-yard line. Was hit initially, but then the pile pushed forward as the tackle not be able to be made initially by Montel Campbell. It's a gain of 10 yards for Cox to move the chains.
He had another good pickup for Cox. He didn't touch the ball much last drive. It was a lot of Resto and Nashawn Hill. And he looks just like he did in the first quarter.
So Jackson will bring his team to the line as we go under 3 minutes to go here in the first half. We've got the 2-minute timeout coming up in about 50 seconds of game time. Twin receivers to each side. Jackson in the gun with Cox on his right hip. 3-man front for Charleston. They motion Airy behind the quarterback from right to left. Jackson gets the snap, throws the slant right side. Malik Baker makes the catch across the 45, takes it up to the 50, and he is driven down a yard into Charleston territory by Brian Jones. Another quick hitter across the middle to Malik Baker, and he's able to pick up the West Virginia State first down and cross the 50.
And obviously the scout was for Amari Airy, but tonight it's been a lot of Malik Baker on the outside.
Quick snap to Jackson. Handoff goes to Cox, running right side behind the right guard Hutchison. He still spins forward across the 45. They push the pile down inside the 44-yard line. As Cox was held up initially, was able to keep the feet moving and spin out towards the sideline. Charvez Carter was able to grab hold of him at first, and they will spot that ball at the 42-yard line on a gain of 7, and it will take us to the 2-minute timeout. 2 minutes to play until halftime. West Virginia State with the football, leading Charleston 21-17. This is West Virginia State Yellow Jacket football on 107.3 The Beat.
No weekend plans? Try some of ours. From unrivaled outdoor adventure you won't find anywhere else in the world, to hometown plates and platters that pair well with the local craft beers. The happiest hours start here. Mountaineer Country. Come, go wild.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
Football today. That is absolutely what it has been. You've got guys stepping up on both sides of the ball, and it's been a lot of physical play within the boundaries of the game.
Yeah, like you said, within the boundaries of the game. I haven't mentioned it, but there's been some jawing back and forth, but each team has done a good job keeping it to just that, and not saying the magic word to garner a 15-yard penalty and no physicality after the whistle. But it's been a tough battle.
All right, here we go. Jackson in the shotgun, turns and hands it off. Devin Cox running counter over left tackle. He cuts forward across the 30. He's got the first down up to the 36-yard line like a bolt of lightning up across the line of scrimmage. Cox was grabbed and spun down, but not before he got the first. 1:51 as the clock will stop to move the chains. 1st and 10 coming from the 36-yard line.
And Cox up to 85 yards in the first half, averaging over 9 yards a carry. He's been the spark John Pennington has been looking for today.
Lines up to the right of Caleb Jackson, who gets the snap as Charleston sends pressure. Jackson sets his feet, will fire downfield in the direction of Malik Baker, who's hit from behind. The flag stays in the pocket, and it looked like just incidental contact as Jackson led Baker towards the end zone. And there will be no penalty on the play for pass interference. And I think that's the right call, probably to keep the flag in the pocket. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, we'll check the replay here. I think you're right, Daniel. I think incidental contact is what I'd go with. Yeah, just kind of.
And you question whether that ball was catchable, too.
Yeah, you do. It's not a bad throw, but he didn't really have much of a chance. It's good coverage. You're not grabbing the jersey. I think he's making a play on the ball, and that's just good step-for-step coverage.
John Clifford Jr. on the coverage for Charleston. 6th lineman in the game for West Virginia State. David Dawson shifts to the left of the formation. Jackson gets the snap. They'll run that way with Cox trying to cut outside. He gets across the tackles and then is brought down at the 35. Not much working there for West Virginia State. A gain of a yard for Devin Cox will bring up 3rd down and 9. Clock running down to 1:20 here left in the first half.
That's the first time in quite some time, Daniel, we've seen Devin Cox get a carry and not, get an automatic 4 or 5 yards and then drag tacklers for more. He didn't have much of a room going off his left side there. Not much.
3 receivers right, single left, Javian Jones with the ball in the left hash for Caleb Jackson. Charleston sends pressure as he gets the snap. Screen set up right side. Amari Airy makes the catch, spins away from one defender, won't get away from Brian Jones as he's brought down at the 34-yard line. Gains just a yard, and the clock will tick down to 45 seconds here on 4th down and 7 for West Virginia State. Decision to be made. This is really outside of Tony Hornbuckle's range, so John Pennington, it looks, is going to keep the offense on the field and try to limit how much time Charleston would be able to get the ball back with if West Virginia State doesn't convert. Under 30 seconds to play on a running clock. 4th and 8 from the 34. Jackson in the pistol. And Charleston jumped off sides. It's a free play. Jackson throwing towards the end zone in the direction of Baker, who has the pass go through his hands inside the 10-yard line. But the penalty against Charleston will move West Virginia State up. It will not be a first down. It'll be 4th and 3 with 16 seconds to go left here in the half. And we are going to replay 4th down. Again, Charleston off sides. And Jackson knew it immediately, sent his guys downfield. Had a beat on Baker, had a step on his defender. He just couldn't pull in that over-the-shoulder catch.
Yeah, 4th and 8, not ideal, but clock ticking under 30 seconds. Kind of in no-man land. You're outside of field goal range, but you're in UC territory. You got to go for it there, and you get the free play. Jackson did a good job to get it, catchable, but it was a really, really tough throw, and it took a perfect throw, and it would have taken a perfect catch as well.
So 4th down and 3 from the 29-yard line for West Virginia State. 6 linemen in the game. Johnson, the H-back to the left, single receiver to each side for Jackson out of the pistol. He gets the snap, will look to throw, pump fake, steps up in the pocket, now fires as he's hit for Airy, who can't make the catch at the 5-yard line. Airy came back to the ball, had it slip through his fingers and then go off his shoe tops.
Yeah, I think it's important to note he didn't take a big hit. Caleb Jackson, the quarterback, he didn't take a big hit as he threw, but he was knocked a little bit as he threw. He couldn't get 100% on that ball. Amari Airy came back to the ball. I'm sure he wants that again, but that is a tough catch for Airy, as good as he's been this season. Jackson's right knee or right leg was being pulled down as he tried to make that throw.
So it'll be Charleston football at the 29-yard line with 12 seconds to go until halftime. We'll see what Charleston head coach Mike Tesh elects to do here if they want to try to take a shot downfield before going to the half. Single receiver to each side, 2 tight ends in the game. To the right of the formation for Hamrick in the shotgun. Butera is the running back. Hamrick gets the snap, hands it off for Butera, running behind right guard. He takes it up over the 35, brought down at the 37-yard line by West Virginia State's Marshawn Mankins, and that will take us to halftime. Zeros on the scoreboard. West Virginia State ahead of Charleston 21-7 as we go to the break. This is West Virginia State Yellow Jacket football on 107.3 The Beat.
Have dreams.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
For more than 125 years, West Virginia State University has been educating generations of students who have gone on to change the world.
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
For over 4 decades, the health plan has been rooted in your community and the state of West Virginia. A steady part of your family and your business. We're here for you with health services designed to manage and improve your well-being. The health plan is powered by a team of dedicated healthcare professionals and trusted local partners. Because your health deserves more than just coverage. It deserves commitment. The health plan. Here for you.
First half, missed a couple of throws, but goes 11 of 17 for 115 yards and a touchdown. On the other side for Charleston, Matt Fry got the start, was 6 of 11 for 118 yards and a touchdown. Head coach Mike Tesh in the second quarter elected to go to his starter, Ian Hamrick, who has missed the last 3 games. He's 2 of 3 for 43 yards and a touchdown. Marquand Heron has caught both scores for Charleston. He leads all receivers. How about this for a day? 2 catches, 94 yards, 2 touchdowns to start things off in the first half for Marquand Heron. Aiden Diaz has 2 grabs for 55 yards, 2 catches for Jamar Ebron for 8 yards. Caleb Behringer and Jalen Butera each have 1 catch for 2 yards. The big number of note for Charleston in that first half, Yves Bosmans, the number 2 receiver in the Mountain East Conference, without a catch. He was targeted just once in the first half. On the ground for Charleston, Jalen Butera has carried 2 times for 12 yards. Joshua Donald, 1 carry for 2 yards. That's the 14 yards on the ground for Charleston. On the other side for West Virginia State in the receiving game, big day for Malik Baker, 5 catches for 71 yards in the first half. Amari Airy, leading the MEC in both receptions and receiving yards, has 3 catches for 26 yards. He is 6 yards away from the 1,000-yard mark on the season. TJ Gregory with his first touchdown catch of the season. 1 catch for 21 yards and a score there in the first half for West Virginia State. JoJo Restel and Jax McCarty each have catches. They both went for negative yardage. In the running game for West Virginia State, Devin Cox has carried 10 times for 86 yards. The true freshman continues his spectacular season. JoJo Restel has spelled him well, 5 carries for 20 yards. Big spark came from Marquavion Smith. He has 1 carry for 17 yards. Nashawn Hill has carried 6 times for 14 yards, but has gotten into the end zone twice for West Virginia State as well. Aaron Parker, we're here at the half. West Virginia State and Charleston locking horns in what has become a pretty good rivalry matchup today. The Yellow Jackets have had the advantage, particularly on offense, but Charleston has made enough plays to keep it close.
Yeah, I think when you roll through those stats like you just did, Daniel, I think it's what's surprising to me is how lopsided it is in moving the sticks. West Virginia State doing that really well, and UC struggling, and they've shot themselves in the foot a few times. 0 for 3 on third down, like you said, but for them, it's been the big play, and it's been Marquand Heron. Go back to the first quarter. He got loose, beat the corner, beat the safety help was late, and a big 50-plus yard touchdown catch, was able to walk into the end zone from about 8 yards out, so a big play right there. And then as soon as State goes up 21-10, seems to have the momentum, UC gets the big play on the kick return, gets it up into State territory, and then 2 plays later, they're into the end zone. Marquand Heron again tiptoeing the sideline, should have been pushed out of bounds. Not a great effort to get him out of bounds, and he keeps it going and goes into the end zone. Cuts it to 21-17. You got good play from the kicking game as well, able to make a 44-yard field goal. 3 touchbacks already for UC, so it's been a close game, and obviously, the ability for State to run the football, especially with Devin Cox, has surprised me. So far, like you said, Resto has spelled him well, hasn't been able to get that spark. But I think the State push, for the most part up front, has been what surprised me.
West Virginia State leads Charleston 21-17 at the half. We'll step away. When we return, take a look at scores around the Mountain East Conference and the rest of college football. This is our halftime show. It's Yellow Jacket Football on 107.3 The Beat.
For over 4 decades, the health plan has been rooted in your community and the state of West Virginia. A steady part of your family and your business. We're here for you with health services designed to manage and improve your well-being. The health plan is powered by a team of dedicated healthcare professionals and trusted local partners. Because your health deserves more than just coverage. It deserves commitment. The health plan. Here for you.
Service are tradition.
West Virginia State out ahead of Charleston 21-17 at the half. Let's take a look at what else is going on in the Mountain East Conference. This Charleston team needing to win today and get some help from Fairmont State as Frostburg State can clinch the conference championship by beating the Fighting Falcons. That game is also at halftime, and Frostburg is 30 minutes away from clinching the conference championship, leading Fairmont State 14-3. Owen Doyle, who had a big day against West Virginia State last week, has 64 yards and a touchdown on the ground for Frostburg State. In another rivalry matchup, West Liberty leads Wheeling University 34-21. West Liberty trying to send its head coach, Roger Wyale, out with a win. His retirement was announced earlier this week after 21 seasons. That game is a shootout. A minute left in the second quarter. West Liberty up 34-21 on Wheeling. In Buchanan, West Virginia Wesleyan playing host to Glenville State, and Wesleyan trails 20-0 as Glenville State has gotten a big day so far from Anthony Garrett. He is 6 of 7 for 144 yards and 2 touchdowns. And the final game of the day in the conference is a non-conference matchup. Concord is on the road at Ferrum. That game is getting ready to start at 2 o'clock. In Division I college football, West Virginia out in front of Arizona State to start that matchup in Tempe. West Virginia State has the football, leading 3-0 with 6 minutes to go in the first quarter of action. Elsewhere in college football, taking a look at the top 25. Number 2, Indiana in a tight one in Bloomington, leading Wisconsin 10-7 at the half. How about this one in College Station? Number 3, Texas A&M trails South Carolina 20-3 with 2 minutes to play in the first half. Number 9, Notre Dame leads Pitt 14-3. Pitt ranked number 22 in the country with 3:16 to go in the second quarter. Number 18, Michigan leads Northwestern 7-3. And number 24, South Florida trails Navy 24-9, closing in on halftime in that game. Number 25, Cincinnati in the Big 12 with a 14-7 lead over Arizona with a minute to go until halftime. Marshall getting ready to kick off at Georgia State. That game starts at 2 o'clock. We've got some news and sports headlines from around the area and around the country coming up next And following that, we've got second half action. This is Yellow Jacket football on 107.3 The Beat.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
With his Nordic influence style, here is Dragonborn.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
No weekend plans? Try some of ours. From unrivaled outdoor adventure you won't find anywhere else in the world, to hometown plates and platters that pair well with the local craft beers. The happiest hours start here. Mountaineer Country. Come, go wild.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
For over 4 decades, the health plan has been rooted in your community and the state of West Virginia. A steady part of your family and your business. We're here for you with health services designed to manage and improve your well-being. The health plan is powered by a team of dedicated healthcare professionals and trusted local partners. Because your health deserves more than just coverage. It deserves commitment. The health plan. Here for you.
excellingly well returning kicks so far today. And you have to think West Virginia State's going to look at kicking it away from him. He stands back inside the 10-yard line. Schrader has it teed up at the 35. And we've got 30 minutes of football left to decide this rivalry game. Schrader marking off his steps, and we're ready for the second half. He gets the ready to play and drives his right foot into the ball. This is a squib kick bouncing at the 35, picked up by Lambert at the 25. He runs up to the 30 and then is dropped immediately. Great job getting down on kick coverage by Ashton Bolston. And Charleston is going to take over at the 30-yard line here to start the second half.
And that squib kick, Daniel, a direct result of Caleb Barringer. Two really good kickoff returns in the first half. The first one he took from 5 yards deep and was able to get it out past the 35-yard line of UC. And then the second one right before half, able to get it into state territory. So Pennington electing to go for the squib.
Spot of the ball is the 31-yard line to start this drive for Ian Hamrick in the game at quarterback. Entered in the second quarter, had missed the last 3 games after being the starter for Charleston to begin the year and all season last year. Out of the shotgun, gets the snap, fakes the handoff to Joshua Donald, throws right, pass sent wide to the intended receiver, Marquand Heron, incomplete.
Yeah, not an incredibly accurate throw there. Gimel Smith, almost got that on the edge, almost batted it down, but even though he didn't, not an accurate throw.
Again, Matt Fry started this game, thought there was a chance we would see Hamrick. He entered in the second quarter and starts the second half. He stands in the gun, 2 receivers right, 1 to the left, gets the snap, fakes the handoff to Donald, will throw left, the pass caught. This is Yves Bosmans dragging a defender up to the 50-yard line. First catch of the day for Yves Bosmans, the first team All-Mountain East Conference pick a year ago, and he's got Charleston into West Virginia State territory at the 47. Quick move to the inside against KJ LaBecca, and Hamrick hit him in the numbers. Hamrick in the shotgun, Donald to his right, 2 receivers right, single to the left, ball inside the left hash. Hamrick gets the snap, fakes the handoff again, throws to the left. This is caught by Bosmans, again driving upfield outside the numbers. He's run out of bounds as he goes over the 40, and they'll spot him down at the 39. West Virginia State going to rotate some of its defensive personnel. Jamel Smith back into the game along with Dante Harris. They'll go bigger up front with a 4-man defensive line. Hamrick quickly gets the snap, hands it off to Donald, tries to cut outside. He's grabbed by Mike Wilson, able to ride him forward for a couple of yards to get the first down. Down to the 35-yard line, moved the chains for Charleston on this opening drive of the second half. Into West Virginia State territory even further, 13:50 to go here in the third.
Yeah, first 2 plays from scrimmage out of the half, getting Yves Bosmans involved. 7 touchdowns, 637 yards on the season going into today. 6 touchdowns through his first 4 games, only 1 touchdown in his last 5.
He's split wide to the left with 2 receivers to the right. Hamrick going to hold things up, change the play at the line, check with his offensive line. The tight end Diaz offset to the right of the formation. Hamrick gets the snap, handoff inside, goes to Donald. He bounces off of a tackler, now cuts it across the 30, down inside the 26-yard line before being brought down. He's close to another first down for Charleston. He'll be spotted about a yard short. It will be 2nd down and 1 from the 26.
Yeah, Hamrick did a good job on the mesh there, made sure that he put it right in the belly, though. Kind of had to go down to the ground a little bit for the snap, and they're in business.
Same formation, shifting Diaz, the tight end, to the left. 2nd and 1 from the 26. Snap back, handoff. Donald has a hole behind left guard. Dances as he goes through it. Takes it down over the 20. Now inside the 15. Grabbed by a pile of West Virginia State defenders. And finally brought down around the 15-yard line. Adrian Bowers Jr. in there on the stop along with Jacob Camacho for West Virginia State. But the running game starting to get going for Charleston here on this drive, as Donald took that all the way down to the 13.
Yeah, the UC front really getting the job done here on this drive so far. 2 good catches by Bosmans, but able to run the ball since those 2 first catches to start the drive.
Ball on the 12-yard line for Hamrick in the shotgun. Donald, the offset back to his right. Single receiver left is Bosmans. Gets the snap, fakes the handoff, will throw the fade towards the end zone for Bosmans. He sailed it, it's incomplete. And then Hamrick took a hit at the end of the play. Now a flag comes out. Looks like it could be roughing the passer.
Yeah, that did come from the back judge. It's going to be roughing the passer, like you said. Yeah, I was going to say I didn't like a PI call if that's what it was going to be, but it came from the back judge. Hamrick, like you said, took a hit.
So Hamrick stands in there, makes the throw, not able to complete, but that should be half the distance to the goal on the roughing the passer penalty. They have not marked those yards off yet. Now they're going to, and they will put the ball down at the 6-yard line. First and goal for Charleston at the 6. Donald, the running back, with the tight end, call it 2 tight ends to the right, 2 receivers to that side as well. Snap comes back, handoff Donald running right. He runs into the pile, tried to slip away. Now he's grabbed by Mankins and Washington. Not a lot of running room there. He's driven back. May have gotten a yard on the play as we hit 11:50 to go here in this third quarter.
Yeah, like you said, running in between the tackles there, and it's a wall of defenders. He had nowhere to go. That's the first run this drive for UC where holes didn't open up pretty much immediately upon the snap.
No gain, second and goal from the 6. They will shift the tight end and fullback to the left of the formation. That's Diaz and Marcus Thurston who's come in. Snap to Hamrick, quarterback keep. He'll get a lead block from Donald. He'll charge over left guard, sprawl forward, and dive into the end zone for the Charleston touchdown. Ian Hamrick with his 5th rushing touchdown of the season plows in to give Charleston the lead here early in the third. 11:23 to go. It's the Golden Eagles ahead of West Virginia State 23-21.
Yeah, and I like that play call, like you said, to move the motion man, the fullback and the tight end Diaz and Thurston to get 2 extra big bodies on that left side of the line and follow your lead blockers. UC retakes the lead.
6-yard touchdown run for Ian Hamrick. Mitstifer on for the extra point to try to make this a 3-point game. Ernest, the holder, kneels down at the 10-yard line. The snap back, the hold down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. 11:23 to play here in the third quarter. Charleston scores 14 straight to go ahead of West Virginia State. It's 24-21. This is Yellow Jacket football on 107.3 The Beat.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
West Virginia State now behind the University of Charleston, 24-21 after the touchdown drive to open the second half by Charleston, capped off by an Ian Hamrick touchdown run of 6 yards, 8 plays, 69 yards in 3 minutes and 34 seconds for Charleston, which has now scored 14 unanswered points after West Virginia State went up 21-10. Aaron Parker, West Virginia State has had answers. Charleston has had answers. Now it's time for West Virginia State to try to counterpunch in this one.
Yeah, West Virginia State going up 21-10 in the second. You knew it wasn't going to be anywhere near over from there. You see a really good football team. Got to give Ian Hamrick a lot of credit coming in. He's missed the last 3 games, the Gilmer County native. Really good quarterback for the Golden Eagles, but it takes a while to get acclimated later in the season when you've missed games. Matt Fry had a really good ball, really good touchdown pass in the first quarter, but since then Hamrick has really taken the wheel and done a really good job.
Griffin Mitstifer's kickoff driven over the head of Devin Washington through the back of the end zone, and the ball will be brought out to the 25-yard line. I know we've got a little bit of a cross breeze today here in Institute, but Mitstifer has been incredibly impressive with those kickoffs, just bashing the ball into the end zone just about every time he's gotten a chance.
Yeah, State not even getting an opportunity to see they see the coverage, but it doesn't matter what the coverage is. The ball going about 8 and 9 yards deep pretty much every time.
West Virginia State brings the ball out to the 25-yard line, 11:23 to go here in the third quarter. Extra offensive lineman in with David Dawson as Caleb Jackson lines up in the shotgun, and now a flag thrown for a false start.
Can't have that if you're the Yellow Jackets. You can't afford to back up, even if it's 5 yards. No procedural penalties, especially with the touchback after touchback. You're going to get the ball at the 25. You can't afford to move it back to the 20 and go 1st and 15.
Looks like the receiver Baker was the one that moved. And it'll be 1st down and 15 from the 20. Jackson in the shotgun, 4-man front for Charleston. 2 receivers right, single left is Devin Washington for the Yellow Jackets. JoJo Restall moves over to the right of Jackson, who's ready to get the snap. He gets it, hands it off for Restall running. He's got a seam over the right side, grab from behind, as he goes back up to the original line of scrimmage, falls forward to the 26. Brian Jones on the stop for Charleston. Gain of 6 yards will make it 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, he got some good blocks from the big boys up front. Musa Tama for UC coming off the edge, and if he would have had another half second, I think he would have got Resto in the backfield.
11 minutes to play, third quarter. West Virginia State trails Charleston 24-21. Jackson went to the hard count. Now he'll look to the sideline to change the play. 2 receivers left, single right. The extra lineman Dawson to the left of the formation as well. Jackson gets the snap, handoff Restall, cuts it left. He's grabbed at the line of scrimmage. He's going to try to surge forward, and he's going to get absolutely nothing. Aiden Miller, the senior linebacker, got in there. You can see immediately why he's a 2-time all-conference performer. 55 tackles coming into today, and he grabbed Restall and just wouldn't let go.
Yeah, UC's front really dominating out of the locker room on the offensive side. They look good now on the defensive side. Looked good early in the football game. The Yellow Jackets struggled early, but then they got going with Devin Cox and really gave him a lot of good blocks in the second quarter. We'll see how this third quarter fares.
Restall granted forward progress of a yard up to the 27. He's going to line up as one of 3 receivers to the left of the formation. 2 receivers wide to the right. Jackson in an empty backfield. Now they'll motion Restall behind him. Jackson gets the snap under pressure, steps up, throws across the middle. Pass dropped by Adrian Mosley. It was a bit behind him, but got it in both hands and couldn't hold on. At the 41-yard line would have been more than enough for a first down.
Yeah, we've seen that at least 3 times on both sides now, getting a nice receiver to streak over the middle, come back, and the ball just a little behind him. And Caleb Jackson had his man right here. It was catchable. If it hits your hands, it's going to be catchable, but it is behind him, no doubt about it. And that forces State to punt, a missed opportunity.
Alex Schrader back out to punt. Behringer back deep to return. 9:53 to go here in the third quarter. Schrader standing at his own 12-yard line. They'll motion one of the coverage men in tight. Snap comes back. He gets this one away. It's a high kick. Behringer stepping forward will take it on a fair catch at the 41. And that's where Charleston will take over. So not the longest kick that we've seen from Alex Schrader so far this season, but he's able to put Charleston back in its own end. And importantly, there's no return for Behringer.
Yeah, no return, but UC will take that all day long, setting up camp at their own 42-yard line, but especially with the way they came out of the locker room and the way Hamrick used his blocks on the goal line, the way they were able to run the football. And Hamrick made a couple good passes, got his top receiver involved. They're going to look to keep that momentum here, now up 3 points.
On that drive, Yves Bosmans, who was held without a catch in the first half, had 2 catches for 30 yards. He's only been targeted 3 times, but has performed well here in the second half. And Hamrick, despite Matt Fry, frankly, playing well in the early going, has come in. You see why he's the starting quarterback. He's really provided a spark.
Yeah, I said it a few minutes ago. Fry, again, he had a really good ball on that biggest play of the day for UC, the 53-yard touchdown in the first quarter. Couple drives stalled out, got it deep in their own territory, weren't able to move the ball, and then you go back to Hamrick, who, like you said, he's their starting quarterback for a reason, despite Fry playing well and spotting him well over the past 3 weeks. UC won the last 3 weeks. Hamrick's your guy, and he's showing why.
Absolutely. So West Virginia State going to get the ball here after a timeout on the field. 9:46 to go here in this third quarter. Rather, it's Charleston's offense coming back out. 24-21 is the lead for the Golden Eagles, and Hamrick will come back out to try to command this offense with 2 receivers to the right, single to the left. Tight end Diaz offset to the right of the formation. Butera is the running back to the right of Hamrick, and now they'll shift the tight end Diaz over to the left. 4-man front for West Virginia State. Snap comes back. Handoff. Butera's got a hole over the right side. He's into West Virginia State territory over the 50. Running away from defenders. Now inside the 30 to the 20. 15 down the sideline. He's grabbed. Reaches for the pylon, and he is pushed out of bounds inside the 10-yard line.
Wow, Butera. He would not go down. He's a big back, but he was able to get away from the defense quick. He got a good block and then really did a good job in that second level to keep going and stay ahead even of the maybe quicker corners. Gets it down right near the goal line.
And he is spotted out at the 1-yard line. First and goal. See if head coach Mike Tesh, who's been elevated from offensive coordinator for this team last year, gives the big man a chance to try to finish it. Snap Hamrick. Handoff. Butera walks into the end zone. Touchdown Charleston. 21 straight points for the University of Charleston. Jalen Butera does it all himself on that drive. First, the big run of 57 yards, and one play later, he's in the end zone from a yard away. And an extra point is all that separates Charleston from a 10-point lead.
Yeah, Butera showing his skills off right there. 6 touchdowns in his last 4 games. He did miss the game against West Virginia Wesleyan a couple weeks ago. Really good last week as well. 2 touchdowns against West Liberty.
So Mitstifer on for the extra point again. Ernest to hold. The snap's a little high. He brings it down. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 9:08 to play in this third quarter. Charleston has gone ahead by 2 scores. It's 31-21. The Golden Eagles lead West Virginia State. This is Yellow Jacket football on 107.3 The Beat. It's been all Charleston in the first 6 minutes of the second half. 31-21 is the advantage for the Golden Eagles after going into the halftime break down 21-17. First it was Ian Hamrick from 6 yards away, punching it in on the quarterback keeper. Now Jalen Butera, 2 plays, 58 yards in 38 seconds. 57 of those came on 1 play, and then he punches it in from a yard away just moments later. Griffin Mitstifer on for the kickoff, and Devin Washington back deep to receive for West Virginia State. Mitstifer has put every one of these balls into the end zone, and now Washington is going to take this at the 1-yard line, bring it out, running along the right side. Hash crosses the 20, gets a block. Now he's grabbed around the ankles and pulled down up at the 25. We've got a little bit of contact at the end of the play. Had a Charleston player go down. Flags stay put away, and it will be West Virginia State football at the 25.
And the flags have stayed away pretty much all day as far as the whatever chippiness on the field has gone with the rivalry. The only flags have been self-enforced errors for both teams, so that's interesting to see the officials are letting them play. I think that was a little bit of a flop anyway, but going back to UC, I mean, 2 of their last 3 touchdown drives, Daniel, 2 of the last 3, 2 plays under a minute. One of those was into the second quarter, one of those what we just saw here in the third quarter, but the state defense needs to tighten up when they get on the field next.
Empty backfield, 5 wide for Caleb Jackson from the 26. Gets the snap, quick throw right side for Malik Baker, off his hands and incomplete. Tried to set up the screen. Baker reached out for it as Jackson put it in front of him, heard the footsteps coming and couldn't hold on.
Yeah, and that one was sniffed out pretty well. It was, that screen pass right near the line of scrimmage wasn't going to go anywhere even if he made the catch. Might have lost a yard, even if he broke the tackle there. Not much room on that play. We'll see if they can open up the playbook a little bit more.
So 2nd down and 10, 8:58 to go here in the third quarter. Working from the 26-yard line, 2 receivers wide, left, single right. 3-man front for Charleston, 6 in the box. Snap comes back, handoff. JoJo Restall looking for running room right side. Doesn't have a whole lot of it. Sticks his nose into the pile. He's grabbed and pushed back. Nathan Caldwell, the big nose guard, got a hold of him first. And Restall may have gotten a yard. And that's what they'll give him up to the 27.
And we could be seeing a big shift here, Daniel. Obviously, you see now up 10 points here with 8:35 to go on a winding third quarter clock. State really struggling to get anything going, struggling to stop anything on defense. And if you can flip the field for UC, you might have all the momentum going forward.
8:20 running clock here in the third quarter. West Virginia State trails Charleston 31-21. Caleb Jackson in the shotgun, 4 receivers, 2 to each side. He gets the snap and will look to throw. Charleston sends 5. He fires to his right, past the outstretched arms of Adrian Mosley, and incomplete.
Yeah, Mosley, if he makes that catch, he's got to dive, and he was going to be 2 yards short of the sticks if he made the catch. Tight window for Caleb Jackson, but not a good enough throw.
West Virginia State goes down 10 and now goes 3 and out as Alex Schrader will bring on the punt team. Behringer back deep to receive once again for Charleston. He'll set up at the 31-yard line. Schrader with the ball spotted at the 28 will kick this from his own 13-yard line.
And you kept it away from Behringer on the last kickoff. It's going to be harder to kick it away from him on the punt. We'll see what they can do.
Charleston looking like it might come after this one. They've got 10 guys right up on the line of scrimmage, and now a flag's going to come out, and West Virginia State jumped. So Schrader's going to be backed up another 5 yards, and that's really going to draw the ire of the head coach, John Pennington, who doubles as the special teams coordinator.
Yeah, that's not going to make Pennington very happy. Obviously, you're already at your 28, back it up to the 23 right now. UC poised to get into good field position, up 10 points.
So Schrader will now stand at his own 9. Behringer will move up to the 37 of Charleston. Snap back. Charleston does start to come after it. Schrader gets this kick away. It's a spiral boot that sends Behringer back to the 31. He makes the catch on the run, makes a man miss at the 35, crosses the 40, out to the 45 before being shoved out of bounds. West Virginia State's long snapper, Will Seitz, down there to help usher him out of bounds.
That's not the most explosive return we've seen from him, but that's a really good return because good punt. He had to back up about 3 steps as the ball was falling down, makes the catch, breaks the tackle, and able to move it forward towards the 45-yard line for good field position. That's a really underrated return.
I love telling this story anytime that I can, as you got a Charleston player down right where Behringer was pushed out of bounds. Will Seitz came to West Virginia State University, I should say. That is Behringer that is shaken up on the play. Will Seitz came to West Virginia State as a linebacker, and at the beginning of the year, some personnel issues led to West Virginia State needing to figure out its long snapping situation. Didn't have a dedicated long snapper on the roster, and John Pennington came into a team meeting and said, "All right, guys, any of you long snap in high school?" And little true freshman outside linebacker Will Seitz' hand shoots up, and he says, "I snapped at Williamstown, coach." And he's been the long snapper all season long.
You do what you got to do to get on the field, and he's done his job well.
I'll tell that story to anybody that'll listen. So it's Ian Hamrick back out in the shotgun. He gets the snap, hands off Butera, running off right tackle, tries to cut back inside. He's grabbed by Damari Toney and ridden down after a gain of a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Good response on the first play by the State front. Nowhere to go, like you said, running off the right tackle. Swarm of Yellow Jackets right there. Didn't have a chance. You got to stack a couple good plays if you're this Yellow Jacket defense. Because, again, a couple quick drives that didn't even feel like drives, just quick little blips, and UC's in the end zone.
7.5 minutes to play here in this third quarter. Charleston leads West Virginia State 31-21. 2nd and 9 from the 46. Hamrick brings his hands together in the shotgun, gets the snap, hands it off. Butera running behind right guard. Now tries to bounce it out over the right side. He's got the corner, outrunning Mankins, takes it down inside the West Virginia State 40, and is finally shoved out of bounds at the 38. Butera with some patient running there, started left, didn't have much to go with, and then cut it back over the right side and was able to find a seam.
Yeah, that's a really good run there by Butera. Like you said, kind of goes into one of his tackles and pushes ahead and uses him to springboard to go towards the right where there is room and just finds the hole that wasn't even there at first.
1st and 10 from the 38. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Hamrick gets the snap, handoff. Butera has another seam inside. This time he is shoved back as he gets through the hole. Marshawn Mankins wasn't going to miss that one. Adrian Bowers in there on the stop as well. Short gain there of a couple yards. Butera down to the 36-yard line. They'll give him 2. More like 3. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Butera now up to 87 yards on the game. Obviously a touchdown last drive. Really dominated that last drive. He wants to dominate again.
Hamrick out of the same formation. Clock running down to 6:10 here in this third quarter. Tried to draw West Virginia State off. Now a look to the sideline for the call. Moves Butera over to his right. 3 down linemen for West Virginia State, 6 in the box. Hamrick gets the snap, fakes the handoff, looking to throw on play action. He will lob this downfield through the hands of Jamar Ebron and incomplete.
Really good route there by Ebron. He slipped free. Good throw by Hamrick. Had a little bit on it. That's a catch he's got to make.
Ebron had to go up and try to catch that one off of his feet, but Hamrick led him a little too far. Needed to catch it, by all means. That one was right at his eyes as he left the ground, but still not perfect execution from quarterback or receiver.
Yeah, and Ebron's not the biggest receiver, so him having to go up means that it's not perfectly on the money, but again, he's going to want that back.
3rd and 8 from the 36-yard line. Tight end Diaz to the right, 2 receivers left. Single right is Heron, who's had a big day, but has been held without a catch here in the second half. Snap to Hamrick. wants to throw. Under pressure, rolling to his right. Hamrick going to try to run for the first down. Gets to the 32, extends the ball. I think he stepped out short. He needed to get to the 28-yard line, and I don't think that extension at the end of the play was nearly enough. No, they'll mark him out of bounds at the 31-yard line. It'll be 4th and 3. But, again, this really is four-down territory, even as Griffin Midstafer is such an impressive kicker.
Yeah, you've got that big leg, but, you want to really drive a nail right here. 4th and 3, if you can put 6 on the board here as we get towards 5 minutes to go in the third quarter, up 10.
4th and 3, Hamrick barking out the signals. West Virginia State nearly jumped offside. Washington able to get back over the line of scrimmage. Hamrick will look to the sideline for the play call. He's got the tight end of the fullback, Diaz and Thurston, offset to the left. Butera, the running back, to that side as well. Hamrick gets the snap. Quarterback draw. Running behind right guard. He's hit by Mankins. He is stopped short. West Virginia State holds up on 4th down and will get the football back. Mankins made the first hit, and then Bowers came in there to clean it up. The Yellow Jackets have the football with 4:57 to go in the second half.
Yeah, the Yellow Jacket defense and their front stands tall. A little unimpressed by that play call. It's that fake quarterback. It's that design quarterback run. He looks like he's going to throw. He drops back. He looks. But there's nothing there. He ran into a brick wall. 4 different defenders right there. For that play to work, you're going to have to really open up a hole and part the seas, and it wasn't even close.
4:57 to go third quarter. West Virginia State gets the ball back at its own 31. 2 receivers right, Javian Jones left for Caleb Jackson. He'll move the extra lineman Dawson over to the left of the formation. Devin Cox to his right. Jackson gets the snap, handoff Cox, running behind the block of Dawson. He is hit and nailed in the open field. A great job setting the edge by Nick Williams. Got Cox off his feet and drove him down for a loss of a yard.
My goodness, Williams literally picked Cox up and drove him forward. We've seen UC now really lay the wood 2 or 3 different times in legal manner, but really make West Virginia State and their runners and receivers pay for what they're doing.
So the clock running down to 4.5 minutes here in this third quarter. Jackets trail by 10, 31-21. 2nd and 11 off the left hash at the 30-yard line. Johnson, the H-back, into the game motion to the left side. Charleston sends 4 as Jackson gets the snap, fakes the handoff to Cox. He's under pressure. He steps up. He is grabbed, and he is sacked. Brought down at the 16-yard line. Brian Jones came in and got him. Jackson brought down for the 3rd time, and now he's slow to get up.
Oh, boy.
This could go from bad to worse for West Virginia State, and now we've got a flag thrown out. It looks like we'll go against Charleston for celebration at the end of that play.
They're throwing their hands up. The Charleston, man, they had a dance going on for about 20 seconds there. They had some good moves, but, yeah, that's going to warrant a flag once you do it for more than 3 or 4 seconds. They were going for a long time. Caleb Jackson
of the play, dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct foul on Charleston. Number 1, number 45, choreographed a dance. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So 15-yard penalty, automatic first down for the choreographed dance, unsportsmanlike penalty. That's the first time I think we've seen that this year. But it is going to be a West Virginia State first down. Caleb Jackson helped to his feet. Backup quarterback Doree Trahan had started warming up on the sideline. Jackson will at least have to come out of the game for 1 play, and it will be Doree Trahan coming in. Jackson tried to plant and then was grabbed from behind by Jones and was slow to get up, helped by the West Virginia State training staff. So it's going to be at least 1 play for Doree Trahan. Jackson's kept his helmet on and is staying loose on the sideline, so it looks like he will be poised to come back in. Trahan had to play extended time against Charleston last year as a true freshman. He redshirted, played less than 4 games, but with injuries to Isaiah Bess and Caleb Jontua, had to play extended time against Charleston, was 6 of 15 passing for 69 yards. It was the only game he got into a year ago, and now the redshirt freshman backup will be called upon again here against the Golden Eagles. It's 1st and 10 after the penalty at the 37. Trahan in the shotgun, gets the snap, hands off left side. Devin Cox trying to turn the corner. He's met by a defender as he goes over the 40, plows through him, and is tripped up as he goes up over the 45. Now here comes some flags at the end of the play. Dalton Hall had his helmet knocked off by a Charleston defender, and we will have to see what the laundry's for again. Nice run there by Devin Cox. Hall has put his helmet back on and staying in the game, it appears, so that means initially, to me, that means he can stay in the game, because the only time you lose your helmet and you can stay in the game is because the penalty is what led to it coming off. So that would, 1, mean Dalton Hall can stay in the game. 2, that would mean the penalties against Charleston.
Yep. You can see the physicality coming out here in the third quarter. You can see the rivalry right here.
Personal foul. Defense number 1, ripping the helmet off of an offensive player. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So there you go. Dalton Hall loses the helmet but can stay in the game because it was ripped off by the Charleston player. Get another look at it here at the replay in the booth, and you can see it clear as day on the shot that it was Aiden Miller that got his hands into the face mask and just shoved it off of Hall as he was trying to get up. So a 15-yard penalty sets up West Virginia State inside the Charleston 40, and Caleb Jackson has come back into the game. Trahan back to the sideline. So Jackson barking out the signals with 3:25 to go here in the third quarter, trailing 31-21. Twin receivers to each side for West Virginia State. Cox, the running back, in the backfield. They'll motion Airy right to left across the formation. Jackson gets the snap, dropping to throw. Charleston sends 4. He steps up. He wants to throw deep into double coverage, looking for Airy, and it's broken up by Nick Williams.
Yeah, Airy's your main man, but really no chance there. Good coverage by the cornerback and then good safety help as well. It's going towards the sideline, so the risk of interception is significantly less, but not much of a chance for Amari Airy. Now going back to UC on the penalties, really being undone by their own mistakes now, the kind of dumb penalty with the celebration and then ripping off the helmet. State hasn't put together that many great plays in this drive, and now they're already at UC's 39. Charleston
with 8 penalties for 76 yards today. West Virginia State's been penalized 6 times for 36 yards, so 14 flags. That's not something you see every week. Jackson out of the shotgun, gets the snap, handoff Cox running left side, tries to cut back inside away from the corner. Dino Wardlow, he was grabbed and spun forward as he tried to find a block, and he'll pick up a couple of yards. Spot of the ball was the 39, and Cox will be marked down at the 36. It'll be 3rd down and 7, 2:45 to go on a running clock here in the third quarter. 31-21 is the lead for Charleston here at Institute.
That's been a quiet day for Amari Airy, but Malik Baker really stepped up in the second quarter. Can you get him involved again, or do you keep pounding the rock?
Those two are split out to the right with Javian Jones, the single receiver left. Now Deron Johnson will be motioned into the slot to the right side. Jackson gets the snap, pitch to the right side. Here's Devin Cox trying to get a block across the 30. He's got the first down, cuts back inside over the 25, and is brought down at the 22-yard line. Had to be chased downfield by the defensive lineman Carter Hamilton, but it looks like the block that sprung him is going to come back on a hold. You had Baker and Airy out there trying to lead the play, and one of them got a hold of one of those Charleston defenders.
Yeah, I didn't see the flag come out, but saw it land. I like the play call there. 3rd and 7. It's 4-down territory, so if you can get that block and seal the edge, hopefully move the sticks like they did, but the block is going to bring them back 10 yards, and that really hurts for John Pennington.
And it's Airy that got a hold of John Clifford. Clifford had started to turn the corner on him. Airy brought that right hand inside and got him a hold on the left shoulder, so that is going to bring up a tough spot for West Virginia State. The hold did come downfield, so it'll be 3rd down and 13. Instead of the full 10-yard penalty that would have made it 3rd and 17. So 4 yards downfield is where they say the holding penalty came. 2 receivers to each side for Jackson. Ball on the right hash. Cox, the running back, on his right side. Devin Washington motion tight to the formation right side. Jackson gets the snap. Charleston sends 3. He steps up. He throws left. The pass is caught by Baker up at the 32-yard line. That is short of the sticks, but it is going to make it a manageable 4th down here for West Virginia State. So Baker stepped out, they say, at the 33-yard line. That's where the umpire will put it down. The line to gain is the 29. It's 4th and 4.
And I think Caleb Jackson, as the pocket collapsed, I think he had room to run there, probably not to move the sticks, but didn't want to put the ball in harm's way, and also shaken up a couple plays ago. Malik Baker making a good catch near the sideline.
Big spot here with 1:20 to go in the third. 4th and 4 for West Virginia State at the Charleston 33-yard line. Triple receivers right for Jackson to get the snap. Charleston sends 5. He steps up. He throws across the middle. It is short of his intended receiver, Baker, and incomplete. Jackson had to climb the pocket and reach up to get that ball out. Not sure he got enough velocity on it to get it to Baker, who had a step on the defender. West Virginia State turns it over on downs.
Yeah, in the pocket there, we'll wait on the replay, but the pocket really collapsed on that one, and like you said, kind of had to inch forward and kind of not a jump throw, but really kind of an uncomfortable throw, and took a little bit of a hit as he was following through on that. Not ideal, and a turnover on downs.
So Charleston gets the football back with 67 seconds left in this third quarter, leading 31-21. Worth noting, the Earl Lloyd Classic is also going on over at the Walker Convocation Center to start the college basketball season here on campus. As Hamrick gets the snap, hands off left side Butera. He runs into a pile and is immediately dropped, swallowed up by big Mike Wilson. No gain there for Charleston. Well, they'll give him a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9. The Earl Lloyd Classic going on over the Walker Convocation Center. First game of the day underway. That's Livingston against Glenville State. West Virginia State beat that Livingston team last night 100-85. Hamrick gets the snap on 2nd and 9. He's immediately pressured. He is grabbed by Bowers and driven down at the 26-yard line. They call him Bear. Adrian Bowers Jr. came on the linebacker blitz, and there was nowhere for Ian Hamrick to go. He loses 8 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 17.
Yeah, the State defensive front playing inspired football. Obviously, the offense for State struggling, but Hamrick's offensive line there really discombobulated. They were not in sync, and nobody picked him up. A big sack, 3rd and 16 at their own 27 for Charleston.
And it looks like Mike Tesh is going to be content with taking this to the 4th quarter. The final seconds tick off the clock, and we will have 15 minutes left to play here in Institute. Charleston scores 14 in the 3rd to go ahead 31-21. And we've got the 4th quarter coming up next. This is Yellow Jacket football on 107.3 The Beat.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
We start the 4th quarter. Charleston ahead of West Virginia State 31-21 with the football, but facing 3rd and 16 at its own 27-yard line. Ian Hamrick in the shotgun, 3 receivers right. He will motion Caleb Behringer tight to the formation, get the snap and drop to throw. Hamrick again under pressure, rolling to his right, looking for somewhere to go with the football. He lets this one go down the sideline and sails it out of bounds, incomplete. And West Virginia State steps up on defense, forces a 3 and out after turning it over on downs, and the Yellow Jackets will get the football back, trailing by 10 here early in the 4th.
Yeah, I've given a lot of credit to the State defensive front. Give some credit to the secondary there, as the defensive front did their job and forced Hamrick out of the pocket. Nobody got open, and as they kind of had to play some backyard football there as the routes ended, nobody moved across the middle. Nobody was able to come open, and Hamrick had no shot.
So it's Stephen Ernest that will punt this one away, standing at his own 12-yard line. Malik Baker back for West Virginia State at the 31. Snap comes back to Ernest. West Virginia State doesn't really come after it, but this is a little bit of a cue ball that'll bounce at the 44, roll down inside the 40, inside the 35, and be down at the 33-yard line by Charleston's Justin McDuffie. And that is where the Yellow Jackets will take over. The 34-yard line is the spot for Caleb Jackson in this offense to try to get things going. It's been a little bit of a tough start here in the second half for West Virginia State. Don't really even want to call it a start. It's been a tough second half for West Virginia State so far. Yellow Jackets led 21-17 at halftime, but you look at how things have gone in the second half. The Yellow Jackets have punted twice and turned the ball over on downs, 2 3-and-outs, and then the one sustained drive that you had, you were halted at the 33-yard line, and a lot of that had to do with a penalty that put you behind the sticks. So still 14:40 to play, just a 10-point game. This Yellow Jacket team right in it, but we'll need to get the offense rolling.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Daniel. If you want a home senior day win against a really good Charleston team, Caleb Jackson and the line are going to have to step up here. And as is Amari Area. Amari Area has been held to just 3 catches, 26 yards. He's usually up over 80 around this point, on average, obviously. But he's been a really good threat this year. Hasn't been much. The offensive line hasn't moved many people since the break. Caleb Jackson has not been bad, 12 of 23 for the day, 124 and a touchdown, no interceptions, but he needs to start making those plays that gets him over the hump.
The 6th lineman will be in the game here to start this drive for West Virginia State. That's David Dawson.
Got a little bit of wind going on. I think the ball moved up ahead 2 yards.
So it'll be 33-yard line for West Virginia State to start. 2 receivers to the left. That's Airy in the slot with Baker wide to that side. Devin Washington, the single receiver right. Jackson in the pistol, moves Dawson to the right of the formation. Now back to the left. 3-man front for Charleston, 6 in the box. As Jackson claps his hands, gets the snap, handoff inside, goes to JoJo Restall. Not a lot of running room for him. He surges forward a yard before being hit by Aiden Miller. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Yeah, if you're going to run the ball in between the tackles on the first play of the drive, you want to get some movement, maybe give Restall a chance. He had to really push forward just to get 2 yards.
Up to the 35, it'll be 2nd and 8, 14-15, running on the 4th quarter clock. Jackson out of the gun with Charleston creeping up the linebacker Jones, looking like he might come on a blitz here. West Virginia State will change the play at the line. Out of the same formation, Jackson a long look over to the signals coming in from Brian Johnson, one of the reserve quarterbacks. Working from the right hash on 2nd and 8. Jackson gets the snap. Charleston sends 4. He drops. He's under pressure. He has to roll out to his left, trying to get away from the defense. Now he'll cut it up across the line of scrimmage and step out after a gain of a yard. He was able to escape the pressure of Charvez Carter, but had Jones bearing down on him straight ahead. Got 1 yard and then danced out of bounds to make it 3rd and 7.
Yeah, nobody picked up Charvez Carter on the line. He's 275 pounds, so he wasn't able to bring Caleb Jackson down, and Jackson did a good job to get away, but had to run 10, 12 yards just to pick up a couple. So that's got to be tough for Jackson, and staring down 3rd and pretty long.
3rd down and 7. Long 7, close to 8, as he was spotted out at the 35. 3 receivers left, including the running back Restall, 2 to the right. Empty backfield. Jackson gets the snap. Charleston only sends 3. He steps up. He's hit as he throws. It's caught by Restall at the 38. He cuts up across the 40, up over the 45. He's got the 1st down and more as he takes it up to the 50-yard line. Finally brought down in the secondary by Ty Wycliffe, along with DeMarco Fleming, but West Virginia State is into Charleston territory at the 48. Jackson popped back up after taking the hit from Carter, and they're ready to play again. He gets the snap, fakes the handoff, screen pass, left side, caught by Airy, has a couple blockers in front, gets to the line of scrimmage and is hit, run out of bounds into the Charleston sideline. Got a couple of yards, but Amari Boyce did well to set the edge there. And with 12 and a half minutes to go, West Virginia State will face 2nd and 9.
And going back to that big 3rd down play, that's the throw that Caleb Jackson needs to make. I know it's just over the middle, but there's been a couple times over the middle he's thrown behind his man. That one shorter, that one a screen pass to his running back Restall, but was popped as he was making the throw. So credit to Caleb Jackson for making that play.
Coming up on 12 minutes to play, West Virginia State trails Charleston 31-21. Caleb Jackson barking out the signals on 2nd and 9. Single receiver left with 2 to the right. The extra lineman, David Dawson, in the game. Set to the left. Jackson gets the snap. Handoff, running left for Restall. He's got a seam down across the 45. Spins through a couple defenders, and it looks like he may have lost the football at the end of the play. The officials' initial signal was that Restall was down. Charleston came out of the pile with the football. The sideline reacted as if it was a fumble, but it is going to stay West Virginia State ball as Restall was brought down at the 40. And he will be replaced by Nashawn Hill on 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, the way he was going down, it's hard to see on the replay. The way he was going down, it looked like he was down first, but the UC sideline pretty convinced it might have been loose, but that one was really hard to see regardless.
11:15 to go in the game, 3rd and 2 for West Virginia State. Big spot for the Yellow Jackets at the 40-yard line. Snap to Jackson, fakes the handoff. Charleston sends pressure. Jackson looking deep down the sideline. He's got single coverage, and it's overthrown, intended for Devin Washington. Great job covering downfield by Amari Boyce, and given the play call there of West Virginia State to try to take a shot, you would think 4th down and 2, the offense is going to stay on the field. That's exactly what's going to happen, and they're going to go even bigger. 7 offensive linemen coming into the game. And here comes the nose guard, Mike Wilson. All right, we're going to have to set the personnel here because there's a lot of changes.
Oh, boy.
You've already got the 6 offensive linemen in there with Dawson. Sawande McWhite makes 7. Mike Wilson is in, the nose guard. He plays fullback on the goal line. And now true freshman quarterback Joe Daly is in. He's been used as a short yardage runner the last couple of weeks for West Virginia State. And Charleston does not like what it sees and is going to take a timeout.
Wow. You want to talk about changing everything up on 4th down, bringing in the nose guard, which we've seen multiple times this year, bringing in the backup quarterback. That's like you said, jumbo package right there.
Yeah, so West Virginia State has gone to that on the goal line and in short yardage a few times over the last couple of weeks. Charleston did not like the look and wants to talk it over. We'll step away for the moment. 11 minutes to play. West Virginia State trails Charleston 31-21. This is Yellow Jacket football on 107.3 The Beat. Big spot here coming for West Virginia State out of the timeout. Jumbo package on the field on 4th down and 2. True freshman quarterback Joe Daly in, likely to run the football with Mike Wilson, the nose guard at fullback. Daly gets the snap, running left side. He's tripped up. He is stopped short, and now we've got pushing and shoving at the end of the play. Dalton Hall lost his helmet, then was knocked back. The stop was made by John Clifford. Flag came out from the back judge as well. The tackle made by Clifford stopped Daly short. Dalton Hall is pointing that West Virginia State's got a 1st down here. We're going to have to unpack everything that happened on that play.
Hall might want to tighten that helmet a little bit more.
Charleston had 12 men on the field.
Out of the timeout. That's something right there.
So you'll take that if you're West Virginia State. Makes sense that that call came from the back judge as well. 12 men on the field. He's responsible for counting up the guys on both sides of the ball. And Charleston, with the illegal substitution, gives West Virginia State the 1st down after Daly was stopped short.
Just discombobulated after seeing that ginormous jumbo package
right.
come in. But you take the timeout, and that's something that the UC staff would tell you is inexcusable.
And because Dalton Hall's helmet came off, Sawande McWhite is going to have to stay in the game for a snap to play left tackle. Caleb Jackson back in at quarterback. 10:56 to play here in the 4th quarter. West Virginia State trails 31-21. Jackson in the shotgun, 2 receivers, right, 1 to the left with Washington. He gets the snap, hands it off for Nashawn Hill. He's got a seam. He lost the football. It's loose in the backfield. West Virginia State giving it chase. It's loose at the bottom of the pile. Somebody's going to come out of there with it, and it's Charleston. It's picked up by Amari Boyce. Hill tried to take it through the hole on the right side, just forgot to take the football with him. And Charleston recovers. Another big mistake from West Virginia State will turn it back over to the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, the ball popped out. He was really moving forward, and the ball was way behind him as it popped out. Nashawn Hill, 2 touchdowns on the day, but a big fumble right there with 10:46 to go in the 4th quarter. And it was a really mad scramble for the football. And just, it popped right back. It got punched out. It went like 4 yards back from where Hill was when he fumbled the football.
DeMarco Fleming punched it out for Charleston, the transfer from Bridgewater College, and Amari Boyce fell onto it. Here's the snap to Hamrick. Hand off Joshua Donald with a hole over the left side. He plows ahead out over the 45. And he will be near 1st down yardage. It'll be 2nd down and short. Have a lineman down for Charleston. That is the center, Francisco Molina. And he's going to have to be attended to in a seated position on the 40-yard line. The backup at center for Charleston is Jed Ngoy, redshirt freshman from Hamilton, Ohio. But Molina looks like he's going to need some assistance in getting off here, being worked on by the training staff down there at the 40-yard line. So 10.5 minutes to go. West Virginia State driving deep into Charleston territory. Again on that drive was the beneficiary of the 4th down penalty. But the very next play, Nashawn Hill fumbles the football. Just an absolutely perfect play made by DeMarco Fleming to pop that ball loose. And after the mad dash for it, it was Amari Boyce that came out with it. West Virginia State had a couple of black jerseys in there. Caleb Jackson tried to dive onto it. Devin Washington was in the area. But Charleston gets the bounce to go its way. And now 10.5 minutes left. If you're Charleston, more likely than not, you're trying to sustain a drive here and get some points.
Yeah, you are. And for State, you know, the opportunity's been there today. And Daniel, you know better than anybody, this State team has had opportunity after opportunity this season. Struggled to get over the hump. Obviously played a really good game at Frostburg State last week. Had a couple games slip away that shouldn't have. And then this one, not a game you should lose, quote unquote should lose, but, you know, 21-10 lead. You knew UC was going to punch back, but there's been a lack of execution noticeably in the 3rd and 4th quarters.
So Charleston comes back out on offense with Molina held to the sideline. And again, you've got a new center in the game as a result. The backup listed on the depth chart is Jed Ngoy. That's not who's in the game. We'll get you that player in just a moment. Hamrick in the shotgun, 2 receivers to the left as he gets the snap, hands it off. This is James Wallace running up the middle, his first carry. He takes it out over midfield, picks up the first down to the 48-yard line of West Virginia State. The center into the game for Charleston is Jamarius Pegues. That's the starting left tackle, so they've moved some things around. Hamrick in the pistol will now move Wallace up onto his right hip. West Virginia State flashing some pressure. Hamrick is going to change the play at the line. First and 10 from the 48, gets the snap, handoff Wallace running inside. He charges forward down inside the 45, tripped up by Jabari Henry and Keyshawn Washington, and he's going to pick up about 5. So Pegues, is still at left tackle. The center for Charleston is Trey Moon. He's a true freshman from Malden, South Carolina that's come into the game. Gain of 7 down to the 42-yard line. Hamrick from the shotgun. Single receiver to each side, tight end Diaz left, and Thurston, the fullback, offset to that side as well. Hamrick gets the snap, handoff Wallace, running left side. He's got a seam, he's got the first down. He's grabbed by Covington Griggs and ripped to the ground at the 35, but not before another Charleston first down.
I like the way he runs, really thick on the bottom half, and he's really using that, moving forward, getting the blocks from the guards he needs. And they've had to make some changes over the last couple plays, but the Golden Eagles, they look pretty good.
Jamal Wallace, just 5'8", but a sturdy 200 pounds. And he has carried the ball 3 straight times on this drive. He lines up to the left of Hamrick, a single receiver to each side. Hamrick gets the snap, handoff Wallace, running left side again. This time he's grabbed at the line of scrimmage. Adrian Bowers got him around the ankles and brought him down for no gain. Second down and 10 coming, 8:08 to go. Here in this 4th quarter, West Virginia State defense needs to get off the field.
They need to get off the field, obviously. You see looking to run the football, and obviously they want to take all the time they can, but got to get another first down or 2, and then you're in good field goal position at the least.
2 receivers right for Hamrick. West Virginia State creeping some extra black jerseys up into the box. They've got 8 men within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage right now. Hamrick taking his time, claps his hands, gets the snap, handoff Wallace. Now he's got a hole left side, fighting off defenders. He's grabbed by DeMarcus Daniels and brought down as he goes over the 30 down to the 28-yard line. And this is going to be a manageable 3rd down for Charleston after the run by Jamal Wallace. He's given forward progress to the 31. That'll bring up 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, the way the left side pushed there, really move their guys towards the right. Really good block to set Wallace up going towards the left.
3rd and 2 here for Hamrick. West Virginia State again with 8 men in the box here on 3rd down and 2. Bosmans and Heron, the 2 receivers, right tight end Diaz and fullback Thurston to that side as well. And now they will shift those 2 to the left of the formation. Hamrick claps his hands, gets the snap. He'll run it himself off the left side. He is stopped a yard short, brought down at the 30-yard line. Jacob Camacho led the charge downhill. Got some help from Dante Harris. It'll be 4th and a yard.
I'll tell you what, that's the same exact play Ian Hamrick, the quarterback, scored the 1-yard touchdown on earlier in the game. They bring 2. They bring the fullback and tight end over to the left side to run Hamrick to the left design. He got a yard for the touchdown earlier in the game, only got a yard there, and now it's going to be 4th down.
Offense will stay on the field at the 25. Extra tight end in the game for Charleston. It's Parker Bell, the 6'3", 215-pound redshirt freshman. 4th and 1 from the 25. 9 men on the line of scrimmage for West Virginia State. Hamrick gets the snap. He's going to throw deep down the field. The pass is caught by Yves Bosmans, who will take it into the end zone for the touchdown. Charleston takes advantage of West Virginia State, loading up the box on 4th and 1. Hamrick takes a shot, and his top receiver scores to make it a 16-point game.
Yeah, you're right about that, Daniel. They saw the one-on-one coverage. State stacks the box, 4th and 1. They expect a quarterback run or a give to Wallace. He sees Bosman's one-on-one, and that's just too easy.
Touchdown pass, Hamrick to Bosmans makes this a 16-point lead for Charleston. The extra point from Mitstifer can make it 17. 6:03 to go in this 4th quarter. It's starting to slip away from the Yellow Jackets. The hold down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. 6:03 to play in the 4th quarter. West Virginia State trails Charleston 38-21. This is Yellow Jacket football on 107.3 The Beat. Virginia State 38-21. That's 28 unanswered points for Charleston since West Virginia State took a 21-10 second quarter lead. And it is a big throw from Ian Hamrick on 4th down and 1, 25 yards to Yves Bosmans for the touchdown. 8 plays, 62 yards in 4 minutes and 43 seconds for the touchdown. And it is a 17-point advantage for UC. Charleston doing its part right now to try to win the conference championship, clinch a spot in the NCAA Division II playoffs, leading 38-21. Also likely to be some scoreboard watching in the stands for the UC fans, as Frostburg State needs to lose for Charleston to win the conference. Frostburg currently leads Fairmont State 27-18 with 7:26 to play in the 4th quarter. Fairmont has just scored on an 18-yard touchdown pass from Nino Marzullo to Joey Ramsey. Fairmont went for 2 and got it, so that is a 9-point game in Fairmont. 27-18, Frostburg State leads. If Fairmont State is able to come back and Charleston holds on here at Institute, the Golden Eagles win the conference. If not, Frostburg State will get the automatic berth to the NCAA playoffs.
And that Frostburg State, what was a double overtime win over Charleston a few
That's
weeks
the
ago.
difference at this point.
That was huge. That was just, and you knew that game was going to be likely the difference. It clearly is right there.
So Griffin Mitstifer is on to kick it away. 6:03 to play. West Virginia State's got work to do, trailing 38-21. Mitstifer gets his coverage team ready and sends this one away. It's a line drive kick over the head of Nashawn Hill that will go into the end zone, and West Virginia State will bring it out for a touchback.
Yeah, I want to go back to that touchdown play for a minute for UC. 4th and 1, and State, stacks the box. They're coming after him, and I think they expected UC to run the football. You get one-on-one coverage for Bosmans. I want to give some credit to Ian Hamrick. Obviously, Bosmans had to make the move and make the catch, but Hamrick really just stopped and he knew what he was doing. He trusted his blockers and really came to a complete stop and put everything into that throw. It was a really good ball, good spiral, put it to where only Bosmans could make a play, and he's made plays all year.
Well, West Virginia State needs to make some plays here with 6 minutes and 3 seconds to go, trailing by 17. Caleb Jackson with the offense on the field in the shotgun. 4 receivers, 2 to each side. Off the right hash. He gets the snap, has to take it off the ground. Looking to throw under pressure. Will check down to his running back. Restall makes the catch left side. Cuts back up across the hash and takes it out back past the line of scrimmage for a short gain out to the 28. It's 2nd down and 7.
UC has done their job on defense this second half for Caleb Jackson, and the offense, it's just been a lot of dump-offs or screen passes. Nothing much else going.
Clock running, 5:40 to play. West Virginia State needs to get moving. Jackson gets the snap, quick throw to the left side. It's caught by Javian Jones, who ducks out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Gain of 4 brings up 3rd down and 3. The true freshman Jones with his first catch of the day. Big hopes for him in the future. He's got 12 catches now on the year for 160 yards and a touchdown. The freshman from Royal Palm Beach, Florida. 3rd down and 3 from the 32. Jackson gets the snap, looks again to throw. Under pressure, stepping up, still looking for somewhere to go with it. He'll try to run for the first down. He's hit from behind as he takes it up to the 35. He is marked down right at the 35. Aiden Miller was the one that hit him, but Jackson was able to fall forward and pick up the first. They'll move the chains.
Yeah, Jackson taking a while to be decisive there, but made the right choice and used his legs to barely move the sticks.
Under 5 minutes to play. Jackson quickly takes the snap. Charleston sends 3. He wants to throw deep down the left side. It's caught. Wide open Jones tiptoes out of bounds at the Charleston 41-yard line.
And that's the first time in a while we've seen Caleb Jackson execute a longer pass, not a check down, not a screen pass. Over the middle hasn't worked, hasn't been there much today. That hasn't been there much today, but you'll take it at this point. You got to go.
Clock running, coming up on 4.5 minutes to play from the Charleston 40-yard line. Out of the same formation, 4-man front for Charleston. Jackson gets the snap, drops to throw. They send 4. He steps up, throws underneath. Restall couldn't pull it in. He sent it wide.
Restall has been that option to pop out as the running back that goes over the middle to dump it off. Jackson really threw a line drive there and threw it low. Not the first time that's happened today.
2nd down and 10 upcoming from the 40-yard line. 3 receivers to the right. That's Baker, Airy, and Washington. Jones, the freshman, the single receiver left. Press coverage against him from Amari Boyce. Jackson gets the shotgun snap. Here comes the pressure from Charleston. He dances away from it. He rolls to his right. He throws across the middle on the run. It's yanked down by Malik Baker at the 12-yard line. Baker climbed the ladder, pulled it down. A great throw on the run from Jackson, and West Virginia State is set up 1st and 10 from the 12.
Yeah, Baker's been the best receiver all day today. It's been Amari Airy most of the season. He's been quiet today.
Jackson going quickly, gets the snap. He wants to throw. Backside corner fade, looking for Jones. He leaves his feet and can't pull it in. Stops the clock with 3:54 to go. West Virginia State trailing 38-21.
Yeah, the UC coverage on the outside. That's the 3rd or 4th time today Caleb Jackson has gone to that left corner of the end zone, and it's taken a really perfect pass, obviously, but the UC defense has been step for step in these back corner routes and done a good job to not make contact early and let the ball fall incomplete.
3 receivers left. Single right is Baker for West Virginia State. Clock stopped on 2nd and 10. Jackson gets the snap, dropping to throw under pressure, looking to throw the screen underneath, and Restall wasn't ready for it. It falls incomplete.
Be a big 3rd down here for Caleb Jackson. Obviously, Malik Baker's been the guy. 7 catches. He's up now over 100 yards for West Virginia State. Mari Airy just 27 yards on the day. 3rd and long. It's going to be 4-down territory, obviously, but you're going to have to pick up something right here.
3:50 to play. 3rd and 10 from the 12 for West Virginia State. Twin receivers to each side of the formation. Restall moves over to the left of the quarterback, Jackson. Charleston loading up the box with 7 men. Jackson barking out the signals, claps his hands, gets the snap, drops to throw. Here comes the blitz. Jackson rolling to his right, grab from behind. He is sacked at the 22-yard line. Loss of 10 on the play, brought down by DeMarco Fleming, who's had a huge second half. He makes his 3rd sack of the season right there. Also had the forced fumble that gave Charleston the ball back earlier.
Yeah, pocket collapsed, a missed block there on the edge. Jackson's got to get rid of that ball quicker, but the routes hadn't progressed the way he wanted to yet. and it's going to be 4th and a country mile.
Here's the game for West Virginia State, 4th and 19 from the 21. 3 receivers left, single right. Jackson gets the snap, drops to throw, again under pressure, steps up. He will throw this towards the end zone for Airy. It's through his hands and incomplete. Was a high throw for Airy, who just couldn't go up and get it. And the turnover on downs will give the ball back to Charleston with 3:05 to play. We've got some words being exchanged as the Charleston defense and West Virginia State offense leave the field. And West Virginia State has all 3 timeouts, has the 2-minute timeout as well, but it's a 17-point game, and Charleston has the opportunity to salt it away here.
And Amari Airy, the big-time receiver for State this season, had about a half step there. It hit his hands, but the ball from Caleb Jackson went to the wrong shoulder, and Amari Airy had to twist his body, and that's really tough to do when you've got a defender on you in the end zone trying to make a tough catch anyway, twisting your body, and it went through his hands.
So Charleston has the opportunity to ice this one. Jamal Wallace, the running back to the right of Hamrick, who gets the snap, hands it off for Wallace, running straight behind the block of his center, takes it up to the 25-yard line at a gain of 4. And West Virginia State, question is it going to use its timeouts? Now it is. First timeout called. Keontavious McGrew in there on the stop for West Virginia State. Gain of 4. Makes it 2nd down and 6 with 2:59 left here in this 4th quarter. When this one wraps up, we are not done, ladies and gentlemen, because the Earl Lloyd Classic is still going on up at the Walker Convocation Center here on campus. We've got West Virginia State basketball coming up, scheduled for 4 o'clock this afternoon. You're not going to want to miss that here on 107.3 The Beat. We'll clear the air here with the football game, mosey our way on over to the Walker Convocation Center, and we will have tip-off of West Virginia State and Claflin coming up at 4 o'clock. Excited for that one. West Virginia State winning last night against Livingston 100-85 to open the season. And we will carry every men's basketball game this season for West Virginia State here on 107.3 The Beat. Select women's basketball games coming your way this year as well. 2nd down and 6 for Charleston. 2:59 to play. The tight end and fullback line up to the left of the formation here for Hamrick. He gets the snap. Handoff, Wallace running right side, runs into a wall, bounces off of it. Now he'll push the pile, keeps his feet out across the 30, and surges ahead with the first down up to the 34-yard line. He was finally stopped by Greg Deloach for West Virginia State. And now we've got a Yellow Jacket a little slow to get up. And Adrian Bowers is looking like he'll have to limp over to the sideline. Keyshawn Washington coming into the game. West Virginia State not using a timeout after the first down. And it looks like Charleston is going to be able to run the clock out here and walk away with a rivalry win.
Wallace did a really good job to move forward. Obviously disheartening for West Virginia State. The game already out of reach, but you want to play to the final minute, and Wallace just would not go down. Should have got 2 or 3, got 6 and moved the chains.
Got a little bit of a stoppage here because the West Virginia State band had continued to play after the ready for play whistle. Now we're ready to go. The band has quieted with 2:10 to play here in the game. Hamrick in the shotgun, Wallace the running back to his right. 8 seconds until the 2-minute timeout. They're just going to let this one tick away. Last 3 seconds coming off, and we hit the 2-minute mark here in the 4th quarter. Charleston poised to put this one away against West Virginia State. Final break coming up in regulation. This is Yellow Jacket football on 107.3 The Beat.
No weekend plans? Try some of ours. From unrivaled outdoor adventure you won't find anywhere else in the world, to hometown plates and platters that pair well with the local craft beers. The happiest hours start here. Mountaineer Country. Come, go wild.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
The clock. Elsewhere in the conference, Charleston needed a Fairmont State win against Frostburg State today to win the conference as Hamrick gets the snap, hands it off for Wallace, and he is shoved back at the line of scrimmage by Damari Toney. There'll be no gain on the play there for Charleston. Charleston needed, coming into today, to win and then have Frostburg State lose against Fairmont State. Does not look like things are going to go the Golden Eagles' way in that regard, as we do have a timeout on the field that will stop the clock with 1:56 to go. Frostburg State is at the 2-minute timeout as well, in Fairmont, leading 35-18. It appears that a KJ Smothers touchdown run with about 3 minutes left is going to secure the conference championship for Frostburg State, barring something unforeseen in Fairmont. And now, as I say that, Frostburg State has gotten the football back on downs, and Jordan Brooks has taken a knee to start running the clock out. So Frostburg State is on its way to claiming the Mountain East Conference Championship, on its way to the NCAA playoffs, and the question for this Charleston team becomes, can it get in as an at-large recipient?
Fourth quarter score in the Mountain East, Frostburg State 35, Fairmont State 18.
1:56 to go here for Hamrick, who moves Wallace over to his left. He'll keep it. Quarterback run off the right side, grabbed and spun down by Jeremiah Covington-Griggs, just past the line of scrimmage, out at the 36-yard line. And West Virginia State is going to use that final timeout. With 1:51 to go, it'll be 3rd down and 8 after this. So the Yellow Jackets not giving up the fight here in the final moments. They just did announce on the PA here in the stadium the score of that Frostburg State-Fairmont State game. So, Aaron, it appears right now that things are not going to go Charleston's way, but it has been an impressive day, particularly in the second half here for the Golden Eagles, as they've scored 28 unanswered points to take this one.
Yeah, they've done their part, Daniel. Obviously not easy to win a road game against a rival, especially on their senior day. And, you get some coulda, woulda, shoulda. Obviously, that Frostburg game was tough for UC, a heartbreaker, losing in a couple different overtime periods. I'm sure they had chances to win that football game, but Frostburg State had a really, really good season. They didn't run the table, but, UC and Frostburg State really neck and neck, and that game is going to be the difference. Obviously, last week, State went up to Frostburg State and gave them all they wanted, so I'm sure UC last week was rooting hard for the Yellow Jackets. Just didn't come to fruition. Had a really good season last year, and they're going to have to sit at home and hope they get in as an at-large.
1:51 to go here in the season for West Virginia State. Charleston looking to run the clock out. Yellow Jackets out of timeouts. Hamrick gets the snap. Handoff goes to Wallace, running up the middle, and he is dragged down at the 43-yard line by Keyshawn Washington. That was Matt Fry in there that took the snap for Charleston, the backup quarterback that started this game before Hamrick returned. Other scores around the league, matchup between West Liberty and Wheeling. This one is a doozy, folks. Wheeling has just scored to make it 55-51 in the fourth quarter. 4th down and 1, Charleston will go for it. West Virginia State jumped offside. Free play here coming for Matt Fry. He will throw downfield into double coverage. It's broken up, but it is going to be a Charleston first down. So 55-51 is the score at West Liberty. A Landon Lutz touchdown pass, as this one is just getting crazy up in the Northern Panhandle. I will give them that. Glenville State and West Virginia Wesleyan in Buchanan. Glenville State has taken a 35-16 lead. That game midway through the third quarter. Last scoring play just moments ago, another Anthony Garrett touchdown pass. And Concord and Ferrum are still in the first half. Concord closing the season with an out-of-conference game, leading Ferrum 21-10. That game coming up on the midway point of the second quarter. So the penalty against West Virginia State will move the chains for Charleston, and more likely than not, it is going to keep the West Virginia State offense off the field for the remainder of the season, which is, of course, just a minute and 14 seconds of game time. Again, another reminder, we've got West Virginia State basketball coming up in just about an hour as the Yellow Jackets are set to take on Claflin. The first game of the day in the Earl Lloyd Classic between Glenville State and Livingston is currently at halftime. So again, we will clear the air here with West Virginia State football and come back on the air with Yellow Jacket basketball about 10 minutes before tip-off of that game here on 107.3 The Beat. Hope you'll stay with us. We'll go back to the music for a little while, and then we will have Yellow Jacket basketball coming up in just a little bit. Victory formation here for Charleston at the West Virginia State 38. The snap as Fry takes a knee, and he'll just have to do that a couple more times before we get out of here, and Charleston can call itself a winner in this rivalry matchup. Charleston is going to improve on the season to 9-2. West Virginia State is going to fall to 5-6 on the campaign. Make that 8-3 for Charleston. Lost 3 times out of conference. Rather, 2 times out of conference and once in conference. That loss against Frostburg State. So Charleston will be 8-3. West Virginia State will finish 5-6. Fry needs to take one more knee. He gets it. Drops to a knee, and that will be it here in Institute. The final 30 seconds will tick off the clock. And no, they're not, because now a flag comes out for some pushing and shoving at the end of the play.
Yeah, helmet got ripped off at UC.
And there comes another from the far side.
This was brewing. You saw it coming, and there was jawing all game, but it was kept within the confines of no real penalties being thrown except for maybe one, and you could tell State was frustrated.
Going to have to see what the penalties are for. West Virginia State's defensive coordinator, Rashad Jackson, has gone out onto the field to try to get some of his guys lined up. Now, Charleston's offense is dancing on the logo at midfield. And officials are going to have to sort out the penalties before the final 23 seconds can come off the clock.
Yeah, helmet got ripped off. That's really what started that. There was some jawing, and it looked like it would get separated, but a State player was able to, I think, grab hold of a helmet for UC, get it off, and then that's where it all went downhill.
So Rashad Jackson, the West Virginia State defensive coordinator, going to give him credit. He's out on the field. He is between the hashes, getting his guys backed up and getting them where they're supposed to be. So they are going to take a run off of the clock here down to 13 seconds. And they're going to roll the clock. Charleston doesn't have to snap it again. And that is going to be it here from Institute. Your final score, Charleston 38, West Virginia State 21 in the final game of the season. Charleston improves to 8-3 to finish the year. The Yellow Jackets will cap things off at 5-6. We're back to wrap it up after this. You're listening to Yellow Jacket Football on 107.3 The Beat. Hey, Jeff.
For over 4 decades, the health plan has been rooted in your community and the state of West Virginia. A steady part of your family and your business. We're here for you with health services designed to manage and improve your well-being. The health plan is powered by a team of dedicated healthcare professionals and trusted local partners. Because your health deserves more than just coverage. It deserves commitment. The health plan. Here for you.
West Virginia in defeat against the University of Charleston, 38-21 the final score as the Golden Eagles defeat West Virginia State here in Institute. West Virginia State finishes the season 5-6. Charleston 8-3 on the season.
Ladies and gentlemen, we direct your attention to the scoreboard end zone for a special presentation. With today's victory, the University of Charleston has secured a share of the
Charleston is being presented a trophy, having earned a share of the conference championship. The trophy being handed to Charleston head coach Mike Tesh. Now, when it comes to the automatic bid for the NCAA tournament, or the NCAA playoffs, I should say, Frostburg State with a win today against Fairmont State, if I am correct, is to get the automatic bid to the NCAA playoffs. So Charleston, is still likely going to be waiting for the NCAA selection committee, but a share of the conference championship here for Charleston after finishing in a tie with Frostburg State at the top of the league. Let's wrap things up here from West Virginia State for the day and for the season. Let's start with our Go-Mart player of the game. Going to hand that to Malik Baker. 7 catches for 108 yards today. Big day for him to wrap up the season. Had dealt with some injuries throughout the year, but Malik Baker finishes off his first season with West Virginia State in a big way. And our Poca Valley play of the game, that one goes to the freshman running back, Devin Cox. Had a 47-yard run in that first half that set up West Virginia State for its first points of the day. Our Go-Mart player of the game, Malik Baker. Our Poca Valley play of the game goes to Devin Cox of West Virginia State. That's going to wrap it up here from West Virginia State. Aaron Parker, your final thoughts as West Virginia State comes up short here against Charleston, 38-21.
Yeah, like you said, Malik Baker, very good for West Virginia State. I think UC deserves a lot of credit for being able to shut down Amari Airy, who's been outstanding this season. Just 4 catches, 27 yards. Their corners were really good. The safety help was there all day, and you got to give it a lot of credit. Going down 21-10 in midway through the second quarter. I saw a game where UC, if they wanted to win, was going to have to really grind it out, and it didn't even turn into that. It was a 14-0 third quarter for University of Charleston, and they really dominated the fourth quarter as well. I didn't think at 21-10 they would be able to come back and dominate. I thought they might be able to come back, and get the win in an ugly fashion. But so credit to them for how they played in the second half. Credit to their front. They really got the job done, especially in the second half. And they made Caleb Jackson's life really hard, especially in the third and fourth quarter. He didn't have much time to do hardly anything in that second half. So credit to University of Charleston. They're going to wait on the selection show, but they at least get the banner, and it says champions on it, so they'll take it.
It's been an exciting season of West Virginia State football, our inaugural season on 107.3 The Beat. Big thanks to everyone who has tuned in throughout the year, everyone who's been a part of these broadcasts. Jeff Petty at the controls on Virginia Street East in Charleston, everyone who's been a part of things throughout the year. Ryan Nicholson, as well as Dale Cooper, and of course Aaron Parker, Tom Bragg, who's been with me throughout the season, Matt Murphy, who's pinch hit as well this year. It's been a ton of fun bringing you West Virginia State football here on 107.3 The Beat, and we're already excited to bring it back for next year. And of course, we've got West Virginia State basketball coming up here on 107.3 The Beat as well. That is set for a 4 o'clock tip-off, the Yellow Jackets against Claflin. Hope you'll join me for that one as well at the Walker Convocation Center here on the campus of West Virginia State University. But that is going to do it for us here. That is going to wrap things up for the season, and it's going to wrap things up for the day. I am Daniel Woods for Aaron Parker and Jeff Petty, repeating your final score. Charleston 38, West Virginia 21. This has been a presentation of West Virginia State Yellow Jacket Athletics on 107.3 The Beat.